The time for speeches is done. The first great test is here. My order to you all is simple, yet heed it well, and exert yourselves to see it done. They are coming. Kill them all.
Live from Las Vegas, Nevada. In the command center once again. Good to be back. Oh boy, we have a lot to cover today. I have to get all of this shit done before this week, man. It's too much to do. Swim week, Access Vegas, Babes in Toyland, Bikini contests, dogs and cats living together, complete anarchy. Yeah, we're gonna see it all done today. Got Commander Kyle's in the battle station, ready to rock and roll. Everybody ready to rock and roll? Rational Mail from Las Vegas, Nevada at Red One Studios, back in the saddle again. I know, I love that intro. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
Mental strength or physical strength?
Physical strength. Mental strength is downstream from it.
I think mental first. I think mental strength is the number one issue in the world right now. I think we need to make our young people mentally stronger.
I don't
That's because he's a big pussy. He's a Ponzi twat.
disagree.
They're all gym bunnies. They're all piling the weights on, but they don't have it up here.
I think that most people are neither. I think that most people have atrophied physically and mentally. And I think that the easiest change that you can do, trying to think your way out of overthinking is like trying to sniff your way out of a cocaine addiction. And you can't really change the mind with the mind. You have to change it with the body first. So going for a walk will do way more for your mood than sitting and thinking about and vacillating about whatever's dealing with you. If I had the choice between a good night's sleep or a hard training session, I would go to the gym because the difference in my mood before and after the gym is way more than before and after a night's sleep. I don't disagree. The two work simpatico together, but for me, if you do not have a physical practice of some kind and you're struggling with mental health, you need to look at the physical side before you look at the mental side. That is the foundation. That's the raw materials of what your mentality is going to grow out of.
All right. What was this chick's name? The NBA chick? Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark. Okay. How do you know when your relationship is over? Yeah. That's some cold ass shit.
Swerve.
Swerve. I'm sorry to say, but there are no flight attendants that are this choice. Any chick that looks like that would never choose flight attendant as a career choice. They would be OnlyFans girl. Guys, I mean, like, airline is that. I'd like to go on 304 airline, please. You know how long my wife's hair is, right? It's like all natural too. It's like almost that long too.
Yo, check her out. You are so in. Go talk to her. Okay, I got this. Hey, I love your shoes.
They're my sisters.
Cool. Well, I saw you from across the bar and just wanted to say hi.
Okay.
Anyways, do you live around here?
Why?
Just wondering. Can I buy you a drink?
I don't drink. She's allergic.
Maybe you have a hobby or an interest, something we might have in common.
I don't know. It's possible.
Do you like living?
Sometimes.
Okay, cool. Well, enjoy your night.
Oh my god, he was so cute!
You guys will make the perfect couple.
Gotta go. Not good. I guess I wasn't her type. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Cool.
Wait, where's he going? It's okay, you're too pretty for him anyway.
Men these days don't know what they want.
There is a realm that is.
Wait. If anybody doesn't know who this is Ruslan. Ruslan was just on Sean Kelly's digital power hour, whatever the hell it is, digital social hour. That's what it was.
Beyond this dimension, and that it is real, that it is active, and that people can exploit and do dangerous things with. The CIA did an experiment as a way to try to spy on, ironically enough, the Soviet Union. And they found that these combinations of exercises they were doing were offering people the ability to go across and travel through space and time. And
Okay. Anybody remember the debate that I had with this motherfucker about 3 years ago on Adam Sosnick's show? This is the guy. Just saying.
Collect intel through the spiritual realm. So there's definitely some sort of spiritual realm. I don't know if you could prove it with science, but there's something spiritual that we would all say there is. And I think it can manifest in the physical. And so I don't think aliens are from another galaxy. I think they're interdimensional beings that can show themselves in a physical sense to certain people.
Okay. Oh well, we have to follow up that one with this.
So go on a little rant right now. Sure. Labubu, whatever it's called. People are actually trying to burn their labubus because it's linked to the devil. So essentially the resemblance between what the real devil looks like, the little demon thing, Pazuzu, is very...
I'm sorry, the real devil?
very similar to the labubu.
But why is it so popular out of nowhere?
And
in case you didn't know, that Pazuzu, that's what the real devil looks like. How come the real devil sounds like this?
Yeah.
Wait, give me the sound like.
Go for it.
Pazuzu wants your soul. Buy the boo-boo doll now.
How come the devil sounds like that and not like a 10-year-old little girl?
guy that started, who's very young, by the way, still in his 20s, has $1 billion now sold with labubus so quickly within a few weeks, and now everyone's saying it's
in a few weeks.
Capitalism.
Oh, he must have sold his soul to Pazuzu.
linked to the devil and demon worshipping. Don't you think that's a little strange?
I think the whole thing is a little strange. I just don't like it. I don't get the hype. It's a plush toy, and it's creepy.
Controversy has led to warnings from some individuals, including a renowned exorcist, about the potential.
How do you get to be a renowned exorcist? do you do consults on movies?
Spiritual dangers of Labubu toys, particularly for children.
Oh, God.
Starting them young, I guess.
All right, I just want to say, wait, where is it? Okay, we have to have a palate cleanser. I want to tell people right now, if you have a Labubu or if you want to buy me a Labubu, please get me one. I want one now because it's if it's a demon, make sure it's black though. If you want to buy me because I sure the fuck ain't going up to and buy me one of these fucking things. But if you want to buy me a Labubu, just make sure it's black. That's all I ask. Just give me the black one.
Pickup artists of all time. Eric von Markovic, also known as Mystery, is the greatest pickup artist of all time. He even had his own show, VH1's The Pickup Artist. Julian Blanc was a respected pickup coach who faced controversy. Despite moving on from the scene long ago to focus on self-help, he is still extremely iconic to the pickup community. Owen Cook co-founded Real Social Dynamics and revolutionized the pickup artist world. Marcus Wolf from Ultimate Man Project is today's reigning king of PUAs, having been voted the world's best pickup artist.
I have never in my life heard of Marcus Wolf.
Me neither.
In 2023. Neil Strauss wrote the best-selling book The Game, which popularized pickup artistry for many years following its release.
You cannot tell me Neil Strauss in any way is picking no chicks these days.
What were you saying about not having fun?
I'm done having fun. I'm done having fun. I had so much fun in my 20s. So much fun with so many men. Too much fun, honestly. I think I, reached the fun limit. But I'm serious about dating. I'm in my 30s. I have a plan. I have a time frame. I have deadlines.
Right.
I want a baby in a year. I just froze my eggs. I want a ring in 9 months, and I want to be married a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So I'm looking for someone who is at that level.
Well,
and is willing to meet me at that level.
For sure. This is our first date, so
yeah,
I feel
know.
Like
that's why I'm being
maybe...
crystal clear, because so many men who look just like you have just wasted years of my life, and I'm so sick of it, and I'm not going to let it happen.
Well, I thought you were trying to have fun, so it's like...
No, I'm not having fun. I'm done having
fun. Right,
fun.
you're done with fun now, but before...
I had so much fun.
Yeah, that much is clear.
A lot of men.
Yeah, I'm picturing a lot of things
and
right
I
now.
don't need to do it anymore. And honestly, you're really not my type. My friend told me to go out with you, and because she seems like you're the type that wants to settle down. So
okay.
Normally I don't go for you, but I feel like maybe you're at the same place in your life and my life.
I don't know. Yeah, this might not be a great fit.
Having a nice car important for a man's image?
Wait. Is a nice car important for a man's image, Kyle? Yeah?
100%. Having a nice car is a symbolism of how well you can take care of yourself. It doesn't mean that it makes you a better man, but it's good for your image. Whether we like it or not, human beings are very superficial. They judge you on the things that you have. Now, don't go out and spend money on a car you can't afford, trying to look rich. But once you work hard, you establish yourself, you can have nice things that you enjoy. I like nice things because they inspire me, not because I think they make me a different person, but I want to work hard and enjoy the fruits of my labor, and I want to have as many nice cars as possible.
I like nice cars because they go really fucking fast.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but I enjoy my cars is because I definitely have a need for speed. All right, here we go. Here's your debut. Here, okay. This was for Kyle. We've been setting this one up for at least 2 weeks now.
Authentic Mexican food is worse than the Americanized versions. American Mexican food is better. Americans do Mexican food better. They just do. Authentic Mexican is kind of one note. It's sort of bland compared to the Americanized forms of it. The best tacos you'll ever have are in America. The best guacamole is in America. Americans are better at making Mexican food. They
get the
just
fuck
are.
out of here.
I don't think the guy's ever eaten a taco in his life. Unfortunately, I have to wax biblical and get Old Testament on Matt Walsh right now. And I have to say, oh, how the mighty have fallen. It was a good run, Matt, and it pains my heart to tell you this, but it's time to close up shop, man. Worst take ever.
What do you mean? He's not a Jew.
Here, I'm just gonna put this on stage for.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's. Okay, so wait. Let me give you the setup here. Okay, so Mexican food is best made by Americans. I have a strong opinion about this, but I happen to also have a full-blooded Mexican American
first generation.
Yes, my ethnic is here. So
come on.
We're gonna break down. So I wanted Kyle to break down some authentic Mexican food. Like, this is not Taco Bell. This is not like Chevy's. This is not like Chili's.
Like, bro.
Okay.
We got
tell us what this is. What is this one?
This is
here?
a tlayuda, right? It's from
Okay.
Oaxaca.
Okay.
But it is a Mexican pizza of sorts, right? You have your frijoles, which is your bean paste,
Mhm.
putting all the way down, all the way around. You heat it up over fire, man. Come on. Put Oaxacan cheese right over it, some chorizo, some asesina, which is a lean piece of beef.
So you told me this is like a tostada, but it's like really more like a Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude. Bomb, right? Hold up. Let me switch up to the next one, too.
Chi-Chi's. It's definitely not fucking Chi-Chi's. Or like Don Tortaco. I don't know, but does anybody know about Don Tortaco? Don Tortaco is fucking good, man. But they have like different stuff there. Like if you go to like these, there's places in if you know anything about Las Vegas, like food culture, I guess.
Yeah.
Like there's Roberto's and there's Don Tortacos. Those are like the two competing ones. I guess you could say Chivas Grill too, but like they're not like that good. But Don Tortaco they have like Mexican food made by real Mexicans. It is like some good ash, like full lard tortillas like that. That's where you know you're there. But yeah, I mean, and show me the rest of those. What's the other ones you wanted us to put on there?
We got sopas here.
Sopas, okay.
Come on, man. I mean, it's essentially the same thing, right? But all prepared differently. This time you have a corn-based cup that you basically make all by hand, and you deep fry them. And then at the end, you could either put a meat red sauce that you put in. It's kind of like a chilito de carne.
Fuck, I'm hungry,
bro. Amazing. My mom comes.
So
back
what are
in
those?
town,
What are the little ones? Those little
So these are
little
sopas.
bite size. Those sopas. Okay.
And then you basically fill them up with your choice of meat. Sometimes people do chicken, pork, beef, whatever. Right? You can even do them just with beans. But then you fill them up with all your veggies, your salsa. Delicious, crazy.
Oh, man, do you know what chimole is? Chimole is like that really super hot. It's like a pico de gallo, but it's like really super hot. Like you use like habaneros and serranos and stuff in it. Like when I used to work at I used to in my former life, in my pre-Rolo life, I used to work at the casinos. Like I was the art director for a couple of major casinos in Reno, right?
Yep.
And so we would always you'd go down to the cafeteria, which of course is all Mexican Americans down there. And you want to know how I learned Spanish? When I had to learn a foreign language when I was at college, and they helped me out quite a bit. But they made this one guy down there will make you like real, like if you wanted Mexican food, he would make you like real Mexican food.
Yep.
Like, I mean, they had like other crap there too, but he always made chimole. And I was like, I would ask if you had chimole that day, because it was the hottest fucking thing I've ever put in my mouth. And like, I mean, hotter than like some Thai chili stuff. And like some of the stuff I was like, if you have like Vietnamese food or Thai food, that can be some pretty hot ass shit. This was like at least that hot. And that was some good stuff. So Matt, shut the fuck up. I know he's clickbaiting. I know.
Of course.
Like that's like some major bullshit. But but I just thought I'd throw that out there because like I'm like you cannot do not impugn the spiciness of my producer. What the fuck's wrong with you? But like you and Miguel are like first generation, second generation?
No, we're first generation.
First generation immigrants.
Our parents came in.
Yeah. See, so ICE will not be coming for you guys. We live here. Thank you very much. We are naturalized citizens.
I got him before they could take him away.
Yes. Oh man. Okay, guys. So and then cars. Does a car I get what he's saying. I'm not saying he's wrong. I just think it's like not entirely
a portion
complete.
Of the game. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look better, you look better.
Well, it's like,
you're gonna get game. Right? It's the same shit.
Or like chicks always be like, he has that car because he's compensating for something. Well, I mean, yeah, either that or maybe he just likes a fucking nice fucking ride.
At the end of the day, it's one side, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you what's funny is there's some chicks that are just like, they're really, there are two kinds of girls. There's a car girl, and then there's the, lick it around the edges girl. That's the other girl, right? And then, but the car girl, she don't care. She likes it vibrating. She likes it that it's like loud in the car, man. And then there's a girl who's like, man, these guys feel like they have to like gun the engine all the time. I'm like, that is not for me. But I mean, I like my cars because I like to go fast.
Yeah.
Right. My brother is actually, I should say he has a car that's going to Barrett-Jackson. I think it's this week. As a matter of fact, I don't know. I think is ESPN showing the Barrett-Jackson auctions this week? They might be. He's got a really nice. I want to say it's a Chevelle. He's got a Chevelle that's for sale, and it's like a rare version of that car.
Is he going down to Monterey Car Week too?
He might be. But it's it's Hot August Nights in Reno. If anybody knows about Reno, Hot August Nights is like the premier place to go. It's like show and shine for the whole week. And it's like, if you go to Grand Sierra Resort, you go to you go to Atlantis, you go to any of the big like casinos, it's like a parking lot full of muscle cars and full of classic cars. And it's like, you want to know where I get my love for cars? That's where I get my love for cars. But my brother has always been a gearhead, and he fixes them and I break them. So, But yeah, I mean, that Chevelle that he's selling, that's going to go for about $120,000, and that's one of 3 cars he has. So his like,
is it a full restoration, like OEM?
Full restoration, all stock, and it's
Okay.
and it's the same. Like they only made this particular model like within like a certain like model year.
Okay.
And the one that he's working, I wish I had the stats on it, but it's like has a specific kind of like red orange color that they only had for like 6 months, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so like you have to know something about like the history of the car, but like it's a real rare ass car, and it might go for more than that, just depending on what the collectors are looking for at that time. But like there's guys that will like collect cars because they got a garage full of classic vehicles.
I'm still locating R34s, right?
Yeah.
Like R34 Skyline. God, dude, to find a V-Spec Neuro 2 in Millennium Jade is a
you know what? I don't know if I showed you this. Did you see the I know this is not a car show, but bear with me for a moment. Did you see the 2026 Challengers and Chargers that just came out? People are saying that the Challenger is underpowered because it's like an inline 6. I'm like, it's still 550 horsepower. I'm like, it's still a badass fucking car.
It's just that they never did anything
and
else.
The price point's like $55,000. I'm like, that's like I could that's striking range for me. I could go get that car. I wouldn't be able to eat your Hellcat, but it's still a badass car, man. I would love to get a hold of that. But yeah. So anyways, so today I have I'm going to get into something that I talked about with Mystery a little bit. Let me tell you this. I was on with Mystery last week, and that was a very popular show. It was very well received, at least from the views and from the analytics. It was a really good show for us. However, it generated about 2 or 3 clips. Well, the clips got a lot more, but I got 2 or 3 shorts out of it. And one of those, of course, was the short where I was talking to him, and we were talking about why, or he was trying to explain why women are more important than money. And boy, did people lose their shit over that comment. And I knew they would. And so I wanted to explain my sort of bonehead logic and all of that. Mystery had made that comment at the Men of Action immersion meeting that I was at, it was myself and Mystery were speaking at. So if you're thinking like, hey, I want to go and join MOA, that's one of the things. Those are one of the perks. You get me every so often, and you'll get Mystery every so often as well too. Sometimes Owen Cook. You'll get guests that we can't even talk about because like they don't want to. They have their own group and stuff like that too. But so I heard him say that at the MOA immersion, and then we had the MOA summit meeting, and the summit meeting was on Saturday. Said the same thing again, and I was like, "Oh, I am definitely using that on the show on Sunday." And so I'm talking to him, and I say, "Okay, so explain to me, women are more important than money, right?" And I kind of gave a little bit of a laugh, and people were like, "Oh, that's this nervous laugh." I'm like, "No, dumbass. I knew it was coming because he'd said it like 2 or 3 times before that. And I knew it was going to be controversial. And I'm just like, oh man, here it comes. And so I knew that was going to be the clip. And I was right. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that today because I kind of wanted to like dig into the difference between like taking action versus just sort of talking about it. And a lot of people also wanted to take me to task about what is it? Your outer game solves most of the problems of your inner game. And the reason why I say most is because I think a lot of people have this. That we have varying definitions of what inner game ought to be or what we think it is, whether it's mindset, whether it's inner game, right? And one of the things that I wanted to discuss that I didn't really get, I didn't have the opportunity to dig in too much with Mystery, because Mystery's Mystery, and I like him a lot. We're planning on doing some sort of collab at some point. I don't know what that looks like just yet. I'm thinking it might be a collaboration of just like doing a talking or speaking engagement, maybe a limited speaking arrangement with like just going on tour, like a speaking tour or something like that. And if we can like set it up in different cities or something like that, I'm thinking maybe that might be something. Maybe me and Mike and thanks, Sam, I see you. And Mystery. And I don't know, I'm just going to run it by people. I'm just kind of brainstorming right now. I have some of you guys actually gave me some ideas as well too, in my DMs and my Twitter as well. Thanks for those. I will take them under consideration. I just don't know what. I feel like there's so much friggin' potential right there, and I just don't know what to do with it. I'm going to see Mystery again this week, so I will see him probably either Wednesday night or Thursday night, which is going to be Babes in Toyland. That is the biggest Babes in Toyland, certainly in Las Vegas, certainly on the West Coast. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's going to be bigger than the White Party was in Miami. This is swim week this coming week is swim week, Monday through Saturday, Sunday. And that's where the designers and everybody come and do their runway of the year's swimwear, which quite honestly is just sort of an excuse for women to walk and prance around in string bikinis, which I have no problem with. So that's coming up as part of like the theme, I guess, for this week. I also have the Access Vegas is coming up on Wednesday, right here in this studio. It will probably be the biggest show we do of the year. It usually is. And the reason why it is because it's the day before, we planned it this way, the day before Babes in Toyland. So we have the Wednesday show, and then we have Thursday, which is going to be Babes in Toyland. It is going to be at the Sahara, and it's called Club Azillo, but I think they call it the Pool now. I know how creative at Sahara. And if you were there last year, it's the same place. And they will have a runway strip there. We've got my Reignite group has a table. If you are interested in coming out, you are more than welcome still to come out. Just go check with Joe Marin or just hit me up in my DMs. I'll give you the link to registration. You don't have to be a part of Reignite to join us. But we do have a table. We do have some scheduled events, one of which is coming up on Tuesday, which is like not on the schedule, but it's sort of on the schedule because some people are coming in early. So we're going to go out to the gun range and we're going to go shooting, which if you want to come shoot with us, you're more than welcome, Kyle.
If I'm not tied up with work.
So we'll be doing that. Kyle will actually be our producer for the Access Vegas because Travis is out of town. So we're going to put Kyle to the test on Wednesday. And by that I mean like there's going to be so many chicks in here you won't know what to do. We will have more girls for this show than I think any other show that we've had, simply because they're all in town for Babes in Toyland and for Swim Week. So, and we have last I looked, we had 20 girls that wanted to be on the show. We don't have room for 20 girls in the studio. So we're going to, we always overbook, but I think even overbooking, we're still going to have standing room only here. So we might actually be cycling people in and out. We're definitely going to have if you're part of Reignite or if you're part of the program, you're more than welcome to come and be in the studio here with us as a studio audience, as long as you keep it down because it echoes like fuck in here. Yeah. So that's going to be a really good one. Now, my other announcement is this, and I don't know if anybody knows this girl, but I have had a long-going chat, I guess, or long-going DM discourse with one Coral Osborne. Coral Osborne is a registered, certified, I don't know, where do you go? Where do you become a sexologist?
Yeah, I don't know.
like what? Because that wasn't a major at UNR when I was there.
Where do you go learn Kama Sutra?
Where do I learn? Like what do I got to do? Like what do I have to fill out? To be a registered sexologist. Anyway, she was a former sex worker, escort, and gave up that lifestyle and now is a sexologist and I think counsels like people who are in the business. She just got done with I want to say a long European tour, and I managed to talk her into coming out during Swim Week. So she will be on the panel of guests with us on Access Vegas, along with her friend Caitlin, who is actually Caitlin has more of the personality that Mike is actually into. Just if you know what I'm talking about. So she will be here. And I'm going to do Friday on this coming Friday. I will be doing, and I'm thinking about doing a live stream. We'll see. I will need you for this too, because I will have Coral as a one-on-one with me. And so, because we want to sort of, she wants to challenge me on some stuff, and I'm like, it's okay, I'm good with that, And we don't agree on like everything, but I think I have over the course of the last like 3 or 4 months, I think I have brought her over to the red side of the table. So that should be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and her Substack. Yeah, you're right. Site Siege. Yeah, that her Substack is really fun to read, like gangbang fun. Like if you know what I'm talking about, I think that's a free. You can get that as a freebie on her Substack. But yeah, if you want to know more about Coral, not Carol, Coral Osborne, she's on Substack. She's also on Instagram. I think she's trying to launch her own podcast recently too, but now that she's back, but I think she's going to give Mike a run for our money on Access Vegas. So that should be a fun show. So do go check that out. So anyways, we got that, and it is hot as fuck out there. Did you know that? It was like 108, 109 today. I think the highest, we're supposed to have record heat this week too. So that's actually a good thing for the first week. We have a bikini contest also. It's Mike Sartain's bikini contest coming up. It's going to be Miss Babes in Toyland, I guess. This is something he's launching. And so the preliminaries are on Wednesday, and then the finals will be held at Babes in Toyland at 9 p.m. at the event itself. So if you want to be a judge, or if you want to, just participate, if you just like to watch, that's fine too. But those are the dates for that. If you want to be a judge, I think there's a price for being a judge for it, but you can check that out with Mike. Just like DM Mike, and he'll let you know if you happen to be in town. But that should be a really fun one. I'm going to go to the prelims for a couple hours just to watch and see what the talent looks like. But I will be with my Reignite guys for the most of it. And one of the things we have planned, although I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it because of the record heat, is we're going to go take quads out in the desert. Not if it's 120 degrees out there on the desert. So we might have to find something else to do. Maybe we'll do Top Golf instead. We'll see. But we have a lot of things planned. I have Jason Hartman coming in also, which if you know who Jay is, he's a good personal friend of mine. He's a personal friend of Robert Kiyosaki. He is moving back to Scottsdale, Arizona, and so he's really interested in the Reignite group too. So I'm happy to say he's going to be speaking at the Reignite events that we have going on, and I believe that's going to be Wednesday as well. So those are some things that are coming up, and man, I'm going to be busy as fuck this week. I have a feeling. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question. If you happen to know a 6'2" tall Amazonian chick, I've got the guy for you from Reignite. So please be sure to, if you happen to know a very tall, like, what's funny is like usually it's like the other way around. You're looking for somebody who's like shorter than you. He's actually looking for somebody as tall as he is. He likes them long, and he likes a tall drink of water. But anyways, so thought I'd throw that out there. So that's what we have coming up. I don't know, man. I kind of like my cars. I don't have any problem with, like, if people want to debate me about cars, I'm happy to debate you about cars. At least like from a red pill perspective. Like, we can talk cars all day long. I'm like fine with me, but like I think when people like start saying, well, you only have a fast car because you're compensating for your little dick. I'm like, no. Sometimes you actually like to drive cars. Sometimes it's fun. So like, what are you're driving the Charger now?
Yeah, the Charger.
That was your brother's car.
Yeah.
Right. Did he make you pay for that?
Yeah, I bought it off of him.
See, so do you have an investment in it? You have a personal investment in it. Right. And your brother is driving around in a 2024 last year's model, right?
It's the Jailbreak Hellcat.
Jailbreak Hellcat. Like, how many did they make of those? That was supposed to be the last model that they were going to do, and now suddenly Trump's in office, and God, sorry, just kidding. we're going to make some more, like the EV version of the Challenger was not very well received. So, but yeah, and it looks cool. I like the look of it was awesome, but people weren't into EV cars for like a muscle car. That's an electric vehicle. I don't know. It has to have, like, if it made, like they have to, like, because electric vehicles are silent. Yeah. And so they have to make them sound like, like a Jetson. I'm talking a Tesla.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. If they could like have like a sound effect for like, for a charger. Yeah. Right. all it is like an amplifier and speakers just coming out. Yeah, that's funny. Let me jump to these right quick. Rolo, what happened to some of Access Vegas episodes? I can't find the first episode, the third episode with Cappy, and a few others. What did I do with those? I might have taken those private. Thanks for reminding me. It means I got to put them back up again. Some of them I took private, just because it might have been content wise. I think that was when I was trying to experiment with like getting remonetized, and it wasn't actually that video. So I'll look into it. I think I might have taken some of those private. One of the reasons I'm looking to marry now is I won't be able to get younger girls when I get older in Indian marriage market. I have a suggestion for you. Get out of the Indian marriage market. I am 34. Girls here don't want a big age gap. Difficult to survive unmarried here. There's a solution for that. Get out of there. Go somewhere else. I'm glad you brought that up because that sort of gets me into today's topic a little bit. One of the things Mystery was saying, I think this is actually what brought up the whole women are more important than money conversation was, and I think maybe it was me that actually brought this up. I have talked to guys exactly like this. I have guys in my Patreon group. I had some guys in my Reignite group who they want to be able to take what is in the Rational Mail available on Amazon. Go get it today. And they want to take that and be able to use it in Paducah, Kentucky, right? They want to be able to, I keep using that. They want to be able to use it in Minnesota, right? They want to be able to use it, somewhere other than Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York City, Miami. What's another good? Austin, Texas, by the way, is a good place to meet chicks. According to stats, I have never been there, but I've blown through there a couple times. Nashville, I guess, would be another. Yeah. Would that be a place? And I'm thinking of like the United States, like wherever you would go, like wherever there's a major metropolis and there, good looking chicks congregate. They always say, well, I don't live in Las Vegas, Rolo. How am I supposed to have social circle game? How am I supposed to get girls to show up when there's 10 feet of snow in in the fall, in October, in Reno, Nevada, right? Or in Minnesota or in Milwaukee or Wisconsin, whatever, right? And the best answer I have is get out. If it's that important to you, to the degree where you're asking me these questions, get out and go somewhere else, or take a vacation at the very least to see what's available, right? Go somewhere else. But I live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I don't care. Like, take a quick trip down to Vegas, see what's available down there. And that's, I think, was sort of the germ of the idea of what Mystery was saying about how women are more important than money. And I started thinking about that. I'm thinking of all the different ways that women could be. I'm not saying they are. The jury's still out on this for Rolo. Okay, just want everybody to know. Okay, but that's usually the solution. That's a solution. Mike will tell you is if you go to his immersion and you're from Portland, Maine, and you fly out to Vegas, he's going to say, get out of Portland, Maine. Go if it's that important to you. Then you are going to find a way to relocate. You have to fish where the fish are. If the fish are and they are in Miami, then you go to Miami. If you think the fish are in the fish you like, the fish you want to catch they could be in Scottsdale, Arizona has some very beautiful women there. It's a high rent district for sure, but what's it worth to you? Is it that big? Like, what's the more pressing problem for you? And that's why I would say it's like, well, here in India, we don't, what is it? Here in India, okay, well, then leave India. Is that a possibility for you? If it's not, then go someplace in India where the pickings are better. I don't know. Wouldn't know where the fish would be in India, in Delhi. I don't know. I've never been to India, although I would like to go actually. But I wish I had an answer other than get out, right? Because that's the simplest way to do it. And I should also point out that that's also the Passport Bros solution to it, right? Is to leave the country, go where the chicks are that you want to get with. They think that happens to be, and Thailand or Vietnam or the Philippines or wherever. Burma. I don't know where do you guys go? I know that they go to, sometimes they go to Argentina. Sometimes they go to Brazil. I know some brothers that used to go to, there was a whole group of black dudes that used to go down to Brazil, and they went down there because the women treated them better than black women in the United States did. There was a whole documentary that's on YouTube somewhere. I even wrote about it way back in the day. I think it was like in 2015 or 2016, but it was a documentary about a group of guys, a group of black men who would go down to Brazil like once or twice or 3 times a year. And they went down there because they were looking for a wife. They were looking for a chick. Because the women were more, and don't give me the shit about, they're all man boys or whatever, Nancy boy, I don't know what the hell you call them. But they would go down there because the women were more feminine and they were a better match or better choice for them. So they took it into their own hands and went somewhere else. So you can either go somewhere else in the United States or you can go somewhere else outside of the United States. It all depends on where you want to go. But I will tell you this, even those guys who are leaving, even passport bros, women are more important than money, because it costs money to go to Manila. It costs money to go to Quezon City. It costs money to go to Pagudpud. It costs money to go to wherever they were going in Brazil. It costs money to go to those places. You have to have at least something. Granted, the exchange rate's probably a whole lot better in the Philippines, but you have to be able to go somewhere else. Hell, I remember when I was in wine and spirits, and I had to go to the 2 places I went to the most was Holland, was the Netherlands, and so I was going through Amsterdam, Schiedam, Rotterdam, Verray, and there's some other places where the distilleries were. I went to Belgium a few times, went to Germany, went to the northern tip of France a few times, but of all those, the Netherlands had some pretty good looking women there. Maybe that's just my experience of it. And it was a while back, but and then I also went to Panama quite a bit because we had some very, maybe I shouldn't mention names, but we had some very top shelf rum producers that we were working with down there. So I had to go down to those distilleries quite a bit. And I will tell you right now that you want to talk about a marked difference between the rich and the poor. There's no middle class in Panama. There is only the dirt poor and the ultra rich. And there are some very beautiful chicks that hang out where the ultra rich are. So you're going to have to, if you want to go to different countries or you want to go to different places, it's going to cost you money to get there. Now, people will say, well, women should never be more important than money. Well, there's a reason why OnlyFans is $7.2 billion revenue just last year. There's a reason for that, because women are more important than money. At least that's what the vast majority of men seem to adhere to. If you're a passport bro, women are definitely more important than money. If you want to leave, if you want to get out of the situation that you're in, at the very least, consider relocating to a place and finding a job in Las Vegas, finding a job in Los Angeles, finding a job in Miami, Austin, Nashville, I don't know, New York, New York City. I don't know where else to actually tell you. I mean, there's probably Scottsdale. There's probably some hidden hotspots that I don't know about, but I would, if that's a priority for you, if you want to find a wife, if you want to find somebody, you know what, I'm on wife quest, well, then there's going to be some certain things and some certain actions that you're going to have to take. You can't just sit there and brood about it. You're going to have to actually get off your ass and say, you know what, this is what I want, and these are the actions that I am going to take to get them. Hey, Roland, what do you think about Megadeth? Yeah. And they're my favorite band. Okay. Dave Mustaine's story is inspirational for getting zeroed out of Metallica, rebuilding himself, and making a better band. Yeah. Well, what's funny is I've met Dave on 2 occasions. And God damn it, I wish I could have seen him again. They were on tour with All That Remains just last year, and I did not get to see Dave, but everybody thinks Dave Mustaine is an asshole. Dave Mustaine's not an asshole. He just wants his fucking props is what he wants. He's always wanted his props. And I think he's I mean, if that's, I just like their music. I just like Megadeth's music, period. I also think Kiko Liorio was probably the best guitarist they've ever had in that band. And I'm kind of disappointed that he's not in the band anymore, but Kiko was great. I mean, was Jason Becker or Marty Friedman who was in that band?
Jason.
Was it Jason Becker? One of those guys. It was Marty Friedman or Jason Becker. I can't forget. I always get those two guys mixed up because they were both in like Racer X or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I love Dave. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I mean, he did what guys do when they want, like he was very talented. He's not going to sit on his ass, right? The best thing that Dave ever did was stop drinking. That was that probably saved his life. Funeral directors and orthopedic surgeons have a term for guys who like fast cars. They call them future customers. Oh, yes. And then the guys who like, trust me, my wife has been a medical professional for all of her life. And I know all of the euphemisms, such as donor cycle. I used to have motorcycles.
Oh.
I had, let's see, I had mostly, well, I mean, I'm mostly an off-road kind of guy. I like motocross, but like back when I was in my rock star 20s, that's how I got around. I had a Yamaha 440, and then I had 850. And the only time I have ever been in an automobile accident has been on a motorcycle. I've been in 2 automobile accidents, and both times they were on motorcycles. And it wasn't my fault. It was because the driver didn't see me. Yeah. And I'm happy to say that I survived both of those, and I'm just fine. But yeah, my bones were made of rubber back then when I was 19. Yeah. I trust me, I like my toys. That's why I have wave runners. That's why I had snowmobiles for the longest time. You know, I'll tell you something about speed. Like I thought about this. I knew I was going to play this video like last night. And I was kind of like going over my notes and thinking about this. A lot of people think that you're degenerate if you're like a hedonist. Like if you like even Mystery describes himself as a hedonist. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm very much a pleasure seeker. And he's like, I am unapologetic about that. And I'm like, okay, I get that. I don't think I'm a hedonist though. I think I'm a sensualist. There's a difference between those two. Like a hedonist is like, you just give into like whatever, like, you know, yeah. People think hedonist is like, if they think of hedonism, like out in like in the Bahamas, yeah, right. You know, you're like, oh, you just want to go and fuck anything. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm a little more particular who I dangle my junk in front of. But no, I think I'm a sensualist. And I like music. I get like I'll get like goosebumps when I hear like certain things, like certain music, and it doesn't have to be metal. It could be like classical or something, or flamenco as well. I like speed, and that's like a sensation. Like I like sensations. Wow. And so like speed is one of those things. Music, art. I like sushi. Sushi. Can't remember what saying. Like, what is Mexican food? It's just the same sushi. Shit. Like so is sushi. You know? We were also talking about like every culture has their version of a taco. Yeah. like what Greek Mediterranean has like the gyros or whatever those are. It's a taco. It's basically a taco, like, or a burrito. Like you could get like a spicy tuna roll. Like, it's just a rice burrito. You're just making it out of different shit. It's the same thing. But no, I like very spicy food. Like to the point where like I order my hot sauce from the Heatonist, like the hot ones, their website. Yeah, those guys. If it has, I can handle the highest Scoville that they have. Like, like the what is it? The Last Dab. They have one called Last Dab. Okay. That's some fucking hot shit. But
they're crazy, bro.
Yeah. Well, just to say that I did it right. It's not like I would put it on my food.
Okay.
Because it's not very flavorful once it gets up to that like level of hotness. But there's a certain balance. You back it off a little bit and you put some good flavors into it. Then yeah, sign me up. I was thinking actually about like producing my own line of hot sauce.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Because it's easy to do. Like you can like get white label hot sauce and then they'll custom make it to like your particulars. Like if you want to like super fucking, we should do that. We should do a red one hot sauce and like make it studio specific. That would be fucking awesome.
Are we gonna make it?
People would buy it. People
vinegar
would
based.
totally buy that.
What are we doing?
Oh yeah. Well, it would have to be scorpion pepper based.
Okay.
At the very least, it would have to be scorpion pepper.
All right, bet.
If not like, Reaper pepper, but I don't know if I want to go that far. I mean, scorpion pepper would be good, somewhere like just a little bit below, like you're going to die, yeah. Find out what kills me and then back it off, like just like 10%. I think I'm a sensualist. I think like I like sensations. That's one of the things I like about like driving fast cars or whatever. And I will tell you right now, I have had snowmobiles roll. I've had 4 times I've had snowmobiles roll on me. I've rolled snowmobiles. One of those, like the first time I did it, like almost died because like if I hadn't been like soft pack snow, I probably would have, and the momentum pulled it over me. Right. I probably would have broke a rib, or at the very least I would have dropped a lung on that one, but it rolled over me. And you would think that after that harrowing experience that I would like say, oh man, I'm swearing off snowmobiles. No. You know what I do? I go and I have the fascia repaired. I have the little windshield repaired. And like next week I'm out back, boondocking once again because I'm like a moth to the fucking flames. Like, this is very dangerous. Yeah, let's go.
Let's run it back.
Let's go. The one thing I have not done yet is skydive. I would like to do that at some point. That's on my bucket list. I like, when I caught the sailfish, I was like when I could not believe it. I'm like, I've always wanted to do this. I gotta enjoy it's like a peak experience. I gotta enjoy every living like microsecond of this. And I did. It was a lot of fun. So I think that's where I'm at. So funeral directors. Mystery saying my mind was made up, was completely fucked up, was crazy. It's making me do some self-reflection. I think my approach to women needs improvement. Yeah. But he said that his mind was completely fucked up because he had gone through a bad breakup, but he was also making the point, Siege, that it didn't take him that long to get over it because he took action as a result of that, rather than like navel gazing for like months on end. He didn't have to go monk mode. I'm going to go monk mode for a while. No, you know what he did? He just got back on the fucking horse and rode. That's what he did. And exactly what I did with the snowmobile, right? I mean, the thing basically almost like crushed me. And thank God it did. The momentum of the hill kept it going, because if it stayed on top of me, I would suffocated, right? But what I didn't sit there and go, oh, I don't want to go back out there. Don't make me get on the snowmobile again. No, I went out there and even when I set the thing on fire, thank you very much, Aaron Calleri. Even when I set my sled on fire that one time, it almost exploded, literally almost. I have the picture of the fuel line where it was like melted. And the guy, my mechanic was like, if you had waited probably another minute longer, you would not be here. And you can't get away because you can't run in snow. You can't run in hard packed snow, especially with your snowmobile boots on. You would not be able to run away fast enough to get away from the blast. But so what I did was I threw snow into the engine and cooled it down. But like even after that experience, I was like, I want to do it again. I don't know why. I know you're going to try to kill me. I'll talk to my snow. I know you're going to try to kill me. But we have such a good time together when you're not trying to kill me. I swear to God, I'm only going to take you on groomed trails. I'm like off the trail like in like half an hour. Yeah, because it's like you have to like the action solves a lot of problems, and I don't know why people don't understand why that's the case. Like action, getting back on the horse and riding, right? And I have dealt with guys. I have counseled guys. And there's some guys are just no consoling, but like I have had guys who go like, Rollo, it's been 2 years and she broke up with me and she cheated on me and I still see her face and his face and oh my God, and I can't believe it. And I can't bear the thought of seeing them together in my imagination, right? And I'm like, dude, it's been 2 years. What the fuck, man? Well, I went monk mode for like 3 months, and then that 3 months became 9 months. And then now, the year later, and I've been focusing on myself. No, you haven't. If you had been focusing on yourself, you would have been out doing something. That's really what it would be. And that's the message of today is action beats mindset. And so is mindset important? Yes. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying action trumps that. And in some ways, action is always going to be the thing that's going to lift you up over the top of that shit. Right. We talked about this at the immersion. We talked about this at the summit. I talked about it with Mystery as well. Is your outer game solves many, not all, but many of the problems of your quote unquote inner game. And I'm gonna dig into that here in just a second. But yes, Coral Osborne, my favorite chick. I have noticed that when I meet new girls who are interested in me, they show me many pictures from their lives. Many lives? How many lives do they have? How many personalities do they have? What are they doing? What are they doing this? No, why do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? All right, why are they doing this? And what should I do in this situation? Why are they showing you pictures? Because they're trying to show you what a great life they have. And this is the standard for which you have to live up to. That's basically what it is. It's like these are the qualifications. You must be this tall to ride this ride, right? That's what they're showing you what my lifestyle is like. If you want to date, if you want to fuck this chick, if you want to date this chick, if you want to have a relationship and marry this chick, here's what I'm used to. Here's what I'm accustomed to. It's almost like when women get divorced, they want to sustain the kind of lifestyle that they have been grown accustomed to. Like it's in everyone from Jim Sexton to everyone else is talking about the same thing. I mean, that's really maintaining a lifestyle. And when you look at like rich celebrities who divorce their wives or their wives divorce them, they want a certain amount of money per month to maintain a certain lifestyle because they can't maintain it themselves. Or the children have to have certain level of child support so they can maintain that lifestyle. I don't know any better way to prove the statement that women don't marry a man, they marry a lifestyle. If they weren't, then that wouldn't be important when it came time to be when divorce was on the table and we're negotiating divorce settlements. I want to maintain a certain lifestyle. Well, so you married the lifestyle. Yes, I did. That's what it's about. At least today it is. Okay, you want me to dig into that later? We'll be happy to. But when women show you pictures, that's a lifestyle. This is the bar. Can you match this bar? Can you make me have as much fun with you as I'm having in these pictures? That's why they're doing that. So what can you do in that situation? Well, you got two choices. You can say, I can deal with that, or I can't deal with that, and I'm not going to deal with that. So it's up to you. Shit or get off the pot. Are you take action or don't take action? What do you want to do? Is it worth it to you? Okay, fine. Are you telling me this because you think all women are like this and then this is some sort of form of complaint? I don't think that's what you're doing. I don't default to complaint. I think a lot of guys genuinely want some sort of answer. But the thing is like when I get questions like this, what do I do about it? Why do they do this? Because they're all 304 whores. And they want to show you their extravagant, hedonistic lifestyle. They're degenerates. Look at her. She should put more clothes on. Ooh. Is that what you want me to tell you? Because I ain't going to tell you that. I think women should wear a whole lot less. Coral Osborne. Coral's like, I was telling Coral about Babes in Toy. She's like, what's Babes in Toyland like? And I'm like, here, I'll show you some pictures. I'm throwing out like last year's pictures, and I'm turning her onto the website. She's like, oh, so I'm going to wear a turtleneck and a button down thing, or I'm going to wear a power jacket or something like that. I'm like, yes. No. I'm like, yes, counselor, please do. Yeah, that'll set you apart. Wink, wink. But yeah, I'm not worried. Yeah, I am so far gone from like worrying about degeneracy or any of this other crap. Like if you want to come here and you want to talk to me about like how degenerate the 304s are today, like yeah, and
preach to the choir.
And it only makes a difference. It only hurts if you're on the sharp end of that stick. What are you going to do about it? That's the whole thing. It's like, that's really one of the points I was going to make today is like, what are you going to do about it? You can talk about it all day long. Oh, look at these girls, Rollo. Can you believe what they're doing? Yeah, I can. How long do you think I've been doing this? Of course I can. 20 years. Then you think this is new? This was going on back in 2009. We had these conversations that you think are novel that happened just a half an hour ago. I've been debating all this shit since like 2000. You weren't even born.
Your vision just started.
Yes. I know. Like I have to think, like if you were born in the year 2000, you are 25 years, probably about 25 years old right now, or coming up on 25 years old. If you were born in my daughter's 27. So if you're born in 1998, you're like just 3 years away from 30 right now. I have been talking about this. I started my membership at SoSuave in 2002. I know more than you about the red pill. Trust me on that one. Like I love that. Like Andrew Tate was, I don't think it was Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's Twitter team. And if you think you are debating Andrew on Twitter, you are not. You are debating his PR team or whoever. But I love it when you go, oh yeah, well I came up with the Matrix, and boy, everybody thought it was crazy back then, and now it's not. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, so I posted this. Like I have a screen cap of my very first instance of me using the term red pill from SoSuave, and it was December of 2004. Like, you were watching Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents back then? Well, you didn't use that first. That was in the Matrix. I'm like, I'm not saying I did. I'm just saying I did it before him. I didn't make it up. I am not saying I made it up. We just started using it as an analogy back in the old seduction communities, back on SoSuave, alt-fast seduction, Venusian arts. Although my main was SoSuave, which, by the way, SoSuave still there, still going strong, big, huge membership base. There's still conversations. It's like it never stopped. That site has been going on I think it was going on before I even got there, but it has been a thing since at least 2002. That's how old SoSuave is. And I don't know if alt-fast seduction is still up and running, but I think that even predates SoSuave. So these forums and this discussion has been happening for a long, long time. Don't tell me you came up with the Matrix half an hour ago, brother. I'm not saying kiss the ring or anything like that. I'm just saying let's cut the shit. An avoidant attachment style is characterized by a tendency to avoid emotional intimacy and closeness in relationships. Do you think that is why women like men who are distant in an LTR? No, because attachment styles are bullshit. Ding. Next question, please. Attachment styles are horseshit. Okay. Attachment styles are old order thinking. Okay. Attachment styles used to be a big deal in the 70s and the 80s. They have since been debunked and have since been pretty much null and voided a long time ago. And sorry, Prometheus or Ginger Prometheus or whatever your name is, who's very attached to attachment styles. Attachment styles have been sort of like out of vogue for a long time, but it's one of those zombie beliefs or zombie therapies or whatever. Like sometimes you'll get, every now and then the chore play thing will come up. That's a zombie belief or a zombie theory that just keeps getting rehashed and recycled whenever it looks like it's going to make some money. A lot of this, or like MBTI, like Myers-Briggs personality things. Myers-Briggs is astrology and has been proven so over and over again. You just didn't get the memo. I also, have this. I think I'll throw this on here as well. I got a screenshot of this. Abraham Maslow, right? In the hierarchy of needs. Did you know that he was a quote unquote sexologist before he became Abraham Maslow? I'll show you. I will show you that here in just a moment. No, attachment styles are old school. And I think they died out really in the early 90s. They came back into style after a little while, but I will tell you, if you want to know why they were debunked, all you got to do is go look up the 4 laws of genetic behaviorism. That right there pretty much puts the lie to not just attachment theory, but a lot of other theories as well. A lot of other psychological theories. The problem that I think a lot of people have with evolutionary psychology and evolutionary biology, by the way, because you got to remember that the 4 laws of genetic behaviorism come as a result of us plotting the human genome. right? Or plotting or discovering that there are genes that are connected to personality traits. So if you look at like the big 5 personality traits, like agreeableness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, what's the other one? Extroversion, I think. There's like, did I get all 5? I think I did. Steve Stewart Williams, one of my favorite Evo Psych guys, he talks about this quite a bit. But those are like the basic personality, the big 5 personality traits, and the jury's still a little bit out on those. But as a working like predictive framework, they work for now. But that is much more predictive, is much more solid a theory, let's just say, than like attachment theory is going to be, because personality is heritable. So your attachment styles and all this stuff, you have a predisposition to be like clingy or whatever else. That's a heritable trait. So it's not because mommy didn't love you. It's because you like were born that way. Can you like condition yourself out of it? Absolutely, you can. But you have a pre-existing condition, right? You have a proclivity, an inborn proclivity for certain things. For instance, women tend, like, there's differences just between men and women, right? There's biological differences. There's neurological differences. So women tend to be high in trait agreeableness, but also high in trait neuroticism too. Okay. Men tend to be less so when it comes to agreeableness and less so in neuroticism. They might be higher in conscientiousness. They might be higher in extroversion. So it just kind of depends. But again, those are heritable traits. There is a gene attached to that. So there are no genes attached to attachment theory. Okay. So I would suggest anybody, and I'm not trying to run you up the flagpole or anything, brother, but I'm just saying that like a lot of the stuff that you got to remember, you got to question your framework. And if the framework is attachment theory, find out if that attachment theory has like any kind of like real world, like what are the criticisms of it? What are the pros and the cons of it? Has it been sort of debunked, or maybe it's not been debunked, but it's just like it doesn't stand the acid test when it comes to other theories, right? So the framework is you're already presuming that attachment styles are a thing, and I'll be the first one to tell you that attachment styles are not a thing. And okay, so let's move on and let's try to find something else. Okay, do I think that's why men and women are? Well, I think women like men who are more distant because it is a challenge to them. Women like to. I'll give you an alternate theory. I'm sorry. I'm going to do bird hands. Bird hands time right now. God damn it! Fucking Homath is the one that brought that up too. I fucking do that. Oh no. Here's an alternate theory. So women like men who are more distant, because they are a challenge. They're not everything is on the table. Guys who tend to be less extroverted tend to retain, or maybe they're higher in trait neuroticism. Dark triad personality traits tend to be they're an attraction cue. They're attraction triggers for women. They're arousal triggers for women. We've talked about hybristophilia. We've talked about why women like to get with like convicted criminals and things like that. Or like dangerous men, just for lack of a better term. And the reason for that is because they are high in certain personality traits that used to map on to survival instinct and survival traits back in our evolutionary past. So whenever I hear like, I don't even think we should call dark triad traits dark. I think we come up with a different name for them. The only reason we call them dark is because they seem to be antisocial. Well, they might be antisocial, but they are pro-survival. And so if you had dark triad personality traits back in, like 10,000 years ago, that might be the difference between life or death out in our tribal, beginnings. So that might have been a big deal, right? Why do we get jealous today? Well, we think of jealousy as something that is like bad. It's the green monster. Oh, envy, jealousy. No, we get jealous. We still feel jealousy because it was very useful to us in the past. And actually, I would argue even today, it's probably still pretty useful today, at least if it can help you like sort of avoid danger, avoid a bad situation, avoid getting cuckolded, avoid getting, like paying off child support for a kid that's not yours. say jealousy is a pretty good emotion to feel, you know, like if it helps you, like, you know, dodge a bullet, sure. But we want to call it dark. We want to call, jealousy is it's a bad emotion. Nobody should feel it. Get the fuck out of here. Jealousy that's a feature of human nature, not a bug. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't feel it today. Now, can it be you? Can you like experience it and like jump to conclusions that aren't necessarily there? Yeah, you can. But there's a reason why it keeps getting passed down from generation to generation, because it's been more beneficial than it has been, you know, a bad thing for us. So I would argue that the reason why women like distant men is because they're guys that they're trying to figure out. Women love a challenge. And why do they love a challenge? Because they want to use the quote unquote feminine intuition, or what I call the hypergamous filter, to figure out whether the guy really is what he says he is. So if the guy spills his guts and tells you his life story on the first date and just spills it out on the restaurant table, and he says, and then when I was 12, my dad did this. And when I was 18, then I went and joined the army. And then I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this, and da-da-da-da. And you, within, 2 hours of a date, and you wonder why you don't get another date, it's because there's nothing left to you. You're not an onion. It can't peel the layer. You just basically took all the layers and threw them on the table. That's why women want to be able to never deny women the joy, the enjoyment of figuring out who you are using their mythological feminine intuition, right? Never deny that to them. That's, you want to know why, I've said this a million times, why The Bachelor is in its 30th season right now, is because that's what women love. That they love to use that instinct because it helps them feel alive. It helps them think that they're actually, oh, wow. Well, if I was ever in that situation, at least I know my instinct will still work. Tell you stuff, whatever you want, but they'll get it vicariously through TV shows, or they can get it from you. So that's one of the reasons, I think, anyways, why women love distant men. But you got to be hot. If you're a fat fuck and you're creepy or whatever,
there's prerequisites.
There are prerequisites. Yeah. Why do women love distant men? Oh, you mean the hot men who are distant? Yeah. Yes, you are correct.
Let me add an adjective for you there.
Yeah. Is he yoked? Yes. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's further the conversation. Here's a hot take. Makeup and Instagram filters should be illegal. Maybe the filters. I don't think makeup should. I think you would live in a very, very gray and ugly world if makeup wasn't allowable. It would solve a lot of problems with women's inflated egos.
He will, she.
No, sir. No, it would not. Women's ego, they would just find something else. I love it when people go, we should ban pornography. Okay. But men will just find they'll find an end around. Do you think we didn't try that with prohibition? What did they start doing? Making bathtub gin. All that speakeasy stuff, all that great stuff from the Roaring 20s and the G-men and the gangsters and John Dillinger and all that other shit, all happened during that time. Hell, we had some great times during Prohibition. And who are the people that that said no more drinking for you? Women. Who was doing the most of the drinking back then and the illegal speakeasies? Women. Yeah, that's all you got to do. You're not going to. Their egos are going to be egos no matter what. Okay. They will find some way around it. If feminine intuition was real, single mothers wouldn't be a thing. That is true. They would be able to figure you out. I love that. Yeah, I know. That's a meme that's going around too. Okay. I want to put this. I want to go back over this real quick.
Strength or physical strength?
Physical strength. Mental strength is downstream from it.
I think mental first. I think mental strength is the number one issue in the world right now. I think we need to make our young people mentally stronger.
Okay. My question is this. Okay. How do you do that, Piers? What's the process? This is the thing that gets me about whenever there's when we're talking about male self-deletion, because we can't even say the freaking word on YouTube, right? When we talk about male self-deletion, what's the first thing anybody says? What's the solution? I'll wait. Class? Oh, that's right. I hear you in the back there. Mental health, men's mental health. Men need to go to therapy. Mental health. So we need to up our services for men's mental health. Even Dr. Richard Reeves will say the same damn thing to Gavin Newsom. God, I saw that video, by the way. Say the same damn thing, right? Men's mental health. Oh, well, if men, it's toxic masculinity. It's men that are being taught that they have certain expectations of them, and that's causing them to off themselves at record rates. Thanks. See you later. Try the veal. Bye-bye. That's all it is. It's a dismissal. And that's all this is a dismissal. The greatest challenge and the greatest problem that we have with men today is we need to make them more mentally strong. What the fuck does that mean? Please tell me. What do they need to do? They need to read more books. I'm going to have 6 here by the end of this month. You want to read the 6th one? Yeah. But trust me, I will not be marketing that book by saying you need to really up your mental strength by reading my 6th book. That won't be happening. You'll be taking action, motherfucker. That's what you'll be doing. Okay. What else? We need to get back to the church. Everybody wants a fucking religious revival. Would that change everybody's mental strength? Listening to some pastor? Mark Driscoll. Should we listen to Mark Driscoll? Should we listen to Joel Osteen? Should we listen to, I don't even know the guy's name, whatever Orthodox guy with a big gigantic beard that needs to be trimmed? Well, should we talk to that guy? Is that going to increase your mental strength? Should we all go Stoic? Should we all read the works of Marcus Aurelius and St. Augustine?
It's the only way.
What was it? St. Francis d'Assisi? No, that's the pet guy. Isn't it the pet saint, patron saint of pets? Yeah, Thomas Aquinas. We need to read Thomas Aquinas. We need to get back to the wisdom of the ancients. Okay, well, you might have a point with some of that, but is that what you're talking about? Is that going to better your mindset? Is that going to, because I'll tell you right now, a lot of the people, I know Stoicism is it used to be anyways, a big hot topic on YouTube. Everybody was making these faceless videos of they look like Greek statues of Zeus walking away from some chick. I'm walking away from that bitch. And she's a statue too. No, come back, Zeus. I think you're mixing your pantheons here. Okay. Marcus Aurelius, Roman Empire. Zeus, Greek god. Well before the Roman Empire. God, that is so funny. But the Stoicism there's a theory anyways that Stoicism comes back in style during times of war or when there's a lot of sort of despondency or unrest or whatever with guys. So if you can't change your state, you change your state of mind, right? If you can't affect change in your life, then you go, well, I'm going to be a Stoic and just take it on the chin because that's what real men do and wait it out. Fuck that. I mean, it's good to be in control of your emotions. Don't get me wrong. I think that's definitely a masculine virtue, and it's easier for men to do that because men are not as, mentally attenuated to their emotions as women are. That's why we call it bitch behavior. When you're crying or you're freaking out or something like that, stop being a little bitch. Well, in that case, you really are kind of being a real bitch. And the reason we say that is because you're a man acting like a woman. That's ergo bitch behavior. But you're essentially prioritizing emotion over reason. So are there ways to sort of get your head straight? Yeah. And maybe that's reading Stoicism. Got it. But don't let Stoicism be a cope for not doing anything. And that's what I wanted. That was actually the first point I wanted to make today is a lot of guys are taking the quote unquote inner mindset route. And I'm not saying that inner mindset doesn't have merits. It does. But the thing is I think too many guys are pairing it up to commercialize it. I'll help you get in touch. I'll help you fix your inner game. The thing is taking action and going out and doing stuff in your outer game tends to solve the problems, a lot of the problems of your inner game. So when somebody says like, oh, you need to, forgive your inner child, or we need to go through regression therapy, or we need to, do, it's like the psychotherapy stuff. And it's like, that's bitch behavior. That's what I would expect from a chick. If you're going to say, I'm going to fix your inner game, how? We're going to go squat 450 pounds in the squat rack. Okay, let's do it. That will adjust your attitude immediately. Like my meditation is the squat rack. You will find God in the squat rack. If you're with me, you will find God in the squat rack. But the idea, I think, of inner game or mindset, I have a dedicated, actually probably 2 or 3 different chapters dedicated to mindset in my Reignite book. And I'm not saying that mindset isn't something that is important. I'm just saying that the way we kind of refer to it now has been bastardized. And it's been bastardized because it's easier to sell programs based on psychotherapy, based on like attachment theory, based on, like zombie theories, based on, manifesting your success, right? Or, there's a really good video. If you have not seen this yet, I did this when I was with Mike and Fresh from Fresh and Fed, that Fresh, yes. With the last time we were in Miami, we did a walk around video. It's just out now. If you haven't seen, I'll go dig it up. Actually, maybe Sam can dig it up and put that link in the chat so you can check it out. But it's myself and it's Mike and it's Fresh, and everybody is loving this video. I think it's probably one of the better received ones that Mike's put out. And it's us walking around at nighttime in Brickell. And I got interrupted like 4 times because I got recognized on the street. So I cut those parts out. But we were walking around and we were talking about taking action and doing stuff. Like what is like, how did you get to where you are, Rollo? How did you become how did you become an internationally Amazon best-selling author? Fresh, how did you create Fresh and Fit? How did you become what you are right now? Like what have you done? What action, how do you do this? Like everybody wants to know like what I ate for breakfast and like what my workout routine is and what my stack is and what what my philosophy is or my religion is, what my what toilet paper do I wipe my ass with or something like that. And it's the reason why they ask you stuff like that is because everybody's looking for a quick fix. They're not looking for real work. They're not. If I told you what it took to become the author of The Rational Male, well, it will take you 10 years to even write the first book. I had to be 40. I was 45 when I published the first book, and that came after 10 years of having conversations on So Suave. 2 or 3 years of the blog, and then people just like beating on my head to make the book, and then I had to get over myself to even decide to write the book in the first place. And so I did, and it was it was kind of like a pet project for a while. And I only got I got serious about it. I've told this story once or twice before. The reason why I actually completed the book is because I have greyhounds, right? Yep. And one of my greyhounds had some very expensive veterinarian bills. And I'm like, fuck, how am I going to pay these bills? I'm like, I wonder if I can get paid for that book. So I published the book, and yes, it paid for all of the greyhound bills. That's actually what got me off my ass was I had to pay for some veterinarian bills. And I figured, well, at the very least, it was going to be some gravy money. I had no idea it was going to change my life. Right. But it was a pain in the ass. And I'll tell you what was a bigger pain. Well, the second book was less of a pain in the ass because I knew the process. I didn't know the process when I wrote the first book. Then the third book, I had understood well enough. So I was producing a book every 2 years at that point. And then I took 3 years to produce and publish The Rational Male Religion, because that was the first book I had written from like scratch, right? It wasn't based on blog posts or like, it wasn't based on, it wasn't based on collecting stuff like specifically for a topic like positive masculinity was. That's my third book. I had to be bulletproof because it was religion. I went and did interviews, and I talked to people from every every racial stripe, every religious stripe that I could, because I knew that if I didn't, and I didn't cite a billion different sources, that has probably the biggest glossary and the biggest sources cited of any of my books. And it was a 400-page book. It took me 3 years to put together and publish. And you know who kept me going on that whole book and saying we really need this book? Pat Campbell. He was this was when he was a very Catholic Pat Campbell, and he's like, we really need this book. And so unfortunately I published it like right after he passed. But yeah, that got me going. He kept kicking me in the ass all the time to do it, and it takes time. It takes action. Good cooking takes time. Ask me who told me that one time, I'll tell you. Good cooking takes time, and it takes perseverance, and it takes hard work. It's not what I ate for breakfast. It's not because I read this, but what are your 5 favorite books, Rollo? So that I can be personally developed like you. Well, I could tell you 48 Laws of Power. I could tell you, Mastery, 33 Strategies of War. I mean, I know those are all Robert Greene, but like I could give you 5 books, but that if you're not going to take action, in addition to reading this stuff, there's nothing really I can do for you. So what happens is one of the things I've been noticing recently is that a lot of guys are using sort of this mindset and sort of inner game, their problem. I need to fix my inner game before I go out and talk to girls. No, you don't. Go out and fucking talk to girls, because that will fix your inner game right there. Just going out, and you have success with women, and you learn social skills and everything. That's gonna the confidence you're gonna feel, the fucking swell that you're gonna get from from succeeding or even failing, but learning. Remember, it's still you can still learn from the game, even if you lose that game, right? And even just at least you're doing something. I think what kills me is like, if I say that, or Mike says that, or Fresh says that, like, you have to go out and you have to take action. I have to write the book. I am writing my book, like this, my 6th book right now. I'm editing it. It is a pain in the fucking ass. I have to put my wife off. I have to I'm still getting to the gym, but other than that, it's like everything I do centers. This show centers on the book getting done. I can't do any hobbies, sports, fun shit. That doesn't happen. I mean, I'm going to go do, I'm going to do Babes in Toyland and all this fun shit this week, right? But still work. I still have to take action to go and do that. But even still, I got to put in the hours before I can go out and do that, which means I got to get up at like 4 a.m. if I want to get like 2 hours or 3 hours in on writing the book. If that's what it takes, then that's what I'm going to do. And so making more money, doing the grind, whatever you want to call it. Like, I love how people like say, you need to take massive action. Okay, well, yeah, you do. But what is that? How do you get mental strength? How do you get whatever the fuck it is that Piers Morgan seems to think is the cure-all for all of this shit? They're very long on the rhetoric, but they're short on like what you actually have to do. Like, you still have to take action, even if you're going to get your mental state, your mental strength. Mental strength, what are you going to pray for it? You're going to read about it. What are you going to do? How do you get that? Like, it sounds right. Yeah, you're right. We do need mentally strong men. Yeah, we do. You're right. You know how they get that? By doing action. By doing what God forbid, I'm agreeing with Chris Williamson. Holy shit. If I'm agreeing with Chris Williamson, you know I'm serious, right? He's right. He's absolutely correct. Mental strength is derived from physical strength. It's from going out and doing. Well, you can't just put another bar or put another plate on the bench. The fuck you can't. Like, what was it? I don't know I forget what the stats are, because I know it wasn't 16%. But remember when we were talking, Kyle? Remember when we were talking about like how only a certain percentage of like the American men can like bench 225?
Oh yeah, it's like
is it 16% or is it lower than that?
I think it's like 14, something like that.
Something like
Pretty
that.
low.
Even if it is 14%, right? That's like, imagine you've been busting your ass, and you've been losing weight, and you finally put those second plates on there, and you do it for like 4-6 reps. It's not by yourself. How good is that? Is that going to fucking put you in a better mood? You're goddamn right. It's going to put you in a better mood. It's going to change your endorphins. It's going to change your dopamine.
Okay, never mind. Less than a percent.
Less than 1%. Dude, that's my working weight.
It says 0.075
Wow. Can do
or 1 in 1,000 men.
1 in 1,000.
Damn, there's 2 in the same room.
2 in the same room. Yes, man, it's a rarity. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine you were never able to do that. And so, God, I'm trying to get back into the 300 club, you know, 305, bitch. I would love to be able to get back into that. I used to be able to do that in high school. 305. Yep. Or three. Is it 305 or 315?
Well, 315 is for 315. 3 plates.
Yeah. Yeah. To get to drop 3 plates on a bar is somewhat of an accomplishment, I would dare say. But imagine what that does for your mental state, not to say what it does for your physical state, right? That's pretty fucking good. And like, I remember when everybody, like, I don't ride with Jordan Peterson very much, but one thing that he did hit on was, make your bed in the morning, right? Why? Oh, that seems really stupid. Why would you want to make your bed? Who cares? Like, no, you did something. You took like something as stupidly simple as making your bed in the morning, right? Because you're taking action. If you don't complete anything for the rest of the damn day, at least you completed making your bed. Give you a sense of completion, right? That's what taking action is about. And action is more important than mindset, because mindset is a derivative of the action that you took. So when you're watching this video of myself and Mike and Fresh doing the walk around, that's basically the topic that we got into. Is like you can't just sit around and think about it. I can't read books about writing a book. I have to write a book. I have to do something about it. And this is going to sound a little weird coming from me, probably, because like I'm the theory guy. I'm the guy who wrote about, I connected the dots for people, right? I wrote the Rational Male. Rational Male is not about like pickup as much as people would like to think it is. That Rational Male book, that's just about those pickup artists, isn't it? No, it's not, dumb fuck. I guess you haven't read it. You've only had 12 years to read it, but that's okay. Maybe this year you have to take action and go read it, right? It's not about pickup. It's not about what mystery does. I reserve that for the player's handbook. It's connecting the dots is what it is. It's a derivative from all of the conversations I had on So Suave, and then took those and put them into like sort of the founding principles of really what is the red pill today. And so I had to go and do that. I had to sit down on my ass, collect all that stuff, and I had to turn blog posts into like chapters, because there's a marked qualifiable difference between a blog post and a chapter in a book. You don't write them the same way. I know a lot of people think that, well, you already had these essays, you just copied and pasted them. No, I didn't. I rewrote those fucking things because they don't flow like a book flows. There's a difference between being an essayist and being an author. So I had to go and convert a lot of that stuff over. And now, is it still the same guts? Is it still the same gist? Yeah, of course. But it's a big difference. And same thing with the other books that I've written in the past. So, so there's that requires action. That requires a lot of grind work. And so when people ask you like, oh, Rollo, what do you eat for breakfast? What's your workout routine like? Blah, blah, blah. As if that's going to help them get off their ass and go do something. No, here, you want to know the secret to my success? 60 hours a week, maybe 40 hours a week, busting my ass, sitting in front of a monitor, bleeding out onto the fucking keyboard. That's the secret of my success. I don't get up and get 20 minutes of sunshine in the morning. I do, but it's only because I have greyhounds and I have to take them out. So by default, I do. But it's not because I take cold plunges. I don't do Wim Hof breathing. It's a secret to my success.
I practice my Wim Hof.
I'm not into juicing or whatever the fuck it is.
I got to do my red light therapy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not seed oils or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. So it's doing it. It's going out and fucking doing it, and it's hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? That's what kind of gets me is like when I see these guys that they just pump out like a 90-page pamphlet and say, "I'm a published author." No, the fuck you aren't. No, you aren't. AI does not count as being an author.
Published a brochure.
I published a brochure. Yes. Seed oil. Seed oils will kill you, bro. What do you got here? I'm going to manifest the winning lottery numbers. If you give them to me. We don't have a lottery in Vegas or in Nevada at all because we have legal gambling. Well, let me finish the rest of this. Hang on.
I don't disagree.
They're all gym bunnies. They're all piling the weights on, but they don't have it up here.
I think that.
Okay. So how do you get it up here? How? Like, I want to know, like, it sounds right now, the rest of the stuff.
Most people are neither. I think that most people have atrophied physically and mentally. And I think that the easiest change that you can do, trying to think your way out of overthinking is like trying to sniff your way out of a cocaine addiction. And you can't really change the mind with the mind. You have to change it with the body first. So going for a walk will do way more for your mood than sitting and thinking about and vacillating about whatever's dealing with you. If I had the choice between a good night's sleep or a hard training session, I would go to the gym because the difference in my mood before and after the gym is way more than before and after a night's sleep.
Okay. So have you guys seen the, what is it? Let me kill this out of here now. There's all these memes going on from like, they're mostly chicks that are throwing these memes out going like, why is it that men will go to the gym instead of having therapy? Like, or why is it that men will drive fast motorcycles instead of therapy or whatever instead of therapy, right? Because they're not chicks. Why do men go to the gym instead of maybe the gym is therapy to them? Maybe you should stop discounting that as actually a form of therapy or a form of meditation or a form of whatever, anything that's benefiting their mental health, right? And that's why I wanted to point out like the difference between Piers Morgan and God knows, Chris Williamson. Chris Williamson does lift. I ain't gonna lie. He's not in the shape he's in because he doesn't. But I think, and he's probably picked a lot of this up from Andrew Huberman, Alex Hormozy, David Goggins, probably God knows whoever else. But they're the go-getters, right? They're the get up and seize the day, right? Okay, but the kernel of truth in that is that they do take action, and that's really what it boils down to, is going out and doing. And so going and taking a walk is going to improve your mood more than like sitting there and just vacillating over your navel gazing, right? Well, why? Because that's what chicks do. And that's what why is it that men, we want to talk about like the solution for male violence or toxic masculinity is some form of therapy. Well, that therapy is almost uniquely a female-based therapy. It's always let's go talk about our feelings. No, I'm going to go to the gym. We can talk about our feelings afterwards. How do you feel about that workout? Fucking great. Let's go fucking get drunk. Like, how do you feel about, whatever? Like, if you're in a better state of mind as a result of like going out and doing something, that seems like a no-brainer to me. But the thing is it's not to a guy like Piers Morgan, because Piers Morgan thinks like a fucking woman. Oh, we need to the most pressing issue today is men's, mental strength. Okay. Where do they get that, Pierce? And they never carry it any further than that. They never carry it any further than guys need to get their heads on straight. How the fuck do they get their heads on straight, Pierce? What do they go to see your therapist? Do they go see Esther Perel? Like, who do they go see? Like, what's the process? There's got to be a process. There's got to be some step-by-step guide that you know of that clearly fucking Chris Williamson doesn't know. Don't inform us. No, you're not going to. You know why? Because you're a fucking flake. That's why. But second of all, you think like a chick. Remember, I remember when Piers Morgan interviewed, again, I'm using Piers Morgan as my whipping boy. He is endemic. He is like symbolic of a greater like way mindset, a greater way of thinking, right? Which is just dismissal. It's like when tradcons say, well, if men just stood up and took more responsibility, then all of our problems would be solved. No, they wouldn't. And if they did, it would require them to take action. And they would need authority to affect that responsibility. And that's the conversation they never want to have. That's why Matt Walsh doesn't have me on his show. That's why Ben Shapiro doesn't talk to me. That's why none of these tradcon fucks want to talk to me. That's why even, Pierce Morgan and the rest of these guys, they ghosted me twice. Fine. I'm sorry. I'm probably one of the least professional guys, I require a little bit of professionality. If you're going to call me and tell me to be on your show and then you don't call me and you don't give me a call, no show. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm taking action. Here's your action right there. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Oh boy, that's a long one. Should we give you this one? Let's give you that one. I think we are doing an injustice by separating away the gender roles against the mental archetypes that we have as part of our conditioning. The fact that there are trans people out there who are capable of a range between masculine and feminine. I would like to inform you that the population of the quote unquote trans community is a fraction of 1%. It is so small, it could be a rounding error. So I'm not going to use that community or those people as a metric for the generality of what is effective for men and what is effective for women. I should also point out that people who are quote unquote in that community are 6 times more likely to be autistic. Would you like the stats? I'll be happy to supply you with those stats. I think it was Claire Lehman who brought that up. But I'm not going to use them as a benchmark for the rest of humanity. So let's just stop it at that point right there. If you're gonna don't give me an extreme outlier like that to say that, well, because this one tiny little fraction of 1% of the population thinks in a certain way that it's representative of the whole. I think that's pretty ignorant is what that is. But getting back to it, like the fact is that it is a very, quite honestly, a very feminine way of thinking about things when it comes to therapy, when it comes to what's going to work for whoever. Like Mike has been on, and I agree with Mike in this case, is I think that what would really change a lot of guys' minds, or what would really improve guys, is not a session with a psychotherapist or a touchy-feely secular humanist, whatever the fuck, therapy session. I think it would be good to have a performance coach instead. That's your therapy. Your performance coach. Get off your ass and let's go bash in the world today. And it comes down to a couple of things, and now we're going to come down to mindset. Okay, there are two. Well, let's just say this is a hypothesis. This is a theory. Okay, and I tend to agree with it. I think I would buy into this, but there are 2 ways of sort of existing today. Okay, one is I think the concept was called hypo agency and hyper agency. Hyper agency is easy, right? It's I affect the world. I impose my will upon the world. I do this and the world reacts accordingly. I present the action and then there's a reaction from the world, right? So I happen to the world. Hypo agency is the opposite of that. The world happens to me. That's the victim mentality. I'm completely out of control. And if the world was a different place, then I would not be oppressed and I would not be beaten down. And then I would not be who I was if it wasn't for the world happening to me. That's hypo agency. And I think that is most definitely a female way of looking at the world. Whereas for a masculine way is I affect the world. I impose my will upon the world. Well, how dare you? Who are you to impose your world on the world? I'm fucking me. I'm fucking Rollo Tomasi. I'm a fucking man. And I impose my world, impose my will upon that world. I want some reaction. I'm going to go and see what is going to affect that instead of waiting passively by for the world to happen to me. And I think that's a much healthier way to live. But again, those are two, the opposite of one another, hypo-agency and hyper-agency. So are you the type of person who's just going to sit around and say, well, you know what, I'm going to so what would, if I'm going to have, I broke up with my girlfriend and I'm going to go monk mode for a while. Is that hypo-agency or is that hyper-agency? That's hypo-agency because you're waiting for something to happen to you. I love it when people will tell me well, I'm going to focus on myself. What does that fucking mean? What did you do?
Wait for a sign.
Wait for a sign. As I'm going to focus on myself. Or I love it, and this is no hate. This is not people are going to say this. This is not a flame on Rich Cooper, but I love it when people will tell me oh, you need to chase excellence. Don't chase women, chase excellence. What the fuck does that mean? Tell me, because quite honestly, it's and maybe he didn't mean it this way, but people take it and then they just sort of use it as an easy passive dismissal, right? It's cope, is what it is. I'm going to focus on me. What does that mean? Focus on your business. Focus on your art, focus on your passion, focus on your family, focus on what? Tell me what you're going to do instead of going, I'm going to focus on me. It's all about me. Or what was it? Was it J-Lo? Who was the one that's in the news recently saying that? I think she's like 45 or 50 right now. She's on divorce number 5 or 6. And she's like, well, I'm just going to focus on me. It's all about me. I've realized that, relationships don't work. And then I'm absolutely oblivious to the fact that the problem is you. You're the common denominator in all of this. And at pushing 50, you don't understand that. You haven't figured that shit out. Is it J-Lo? I don't know if it was J-Lo. Might have been her. Oh, who's the one that was it J-Lo who was married to, what's the actor's name?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck? Was that J-Lo?
Yeah, it was J-Lo.
Okay, so it was J-Lo. Yeah, cool. So it's you're on divorce number 6, bitch. And I'm using that word, that invective, properly in this term. I feel you're on divorce number 6. There's one common denominator amongst all those things, all those failed relationships. You. The problem is not them. The problem by now, the problem is you. And what that says to me is, so you have this very, and I'm using her as an example, but you have this very sort of entitled sort of obliviousness to accountability. I love when people say, we're going to hold women accountable. She's not accountable. Do you think you're going to hold J-Lo accountable? She's oblivious to even the idea that she would need to have the self-reflection and the insight to be accountable in the first place. She's not going to be held accountable. 6 marriages in, she's not going to be held accountable. But you know what she is? She is a hypo agent. The world just happens to J-Lo. It's not me. It's those 6 other schmucks. Okay? I'm going to focus on me. You have no choice but to focus on you. Because the problem is you. And so, there's never going to be any humility. There's never going to be any insight. There's never going to be any self-reflection. There's never going to be any, because it simply doesn't exist for her. She's oblivious to what everyone else in the whole wide world sees. But I'm going to focus on me. You sound like that when you say, I'm going to focus on me. No, tell me what you're going to do while you're focused. Okay, focus on yourself. You know what that means? Usually for most guys, I'm gonna leave the dating market and just sit over here in the corner while the party happens over here. That's what's happening. That's what you're doing. What are you gonna be a Tibetan monk? Are you gonna go climb to some mountaintop and see the Swami? No, that's not what you're going to do. Are you going to become are you quite literally going to go be some Shaolin monk? No, this is not Kung Fu. You live in the United States. You know what that means? That means you're going to sit in your room, jerk off to porn, probably eat a bunch of pizzas and wallow in your own self-pity. Focusing on you. Watch my show, watch Fresh and Fit, watch whatever podcast. And not to take anything away from all of us, but the thing is I would much rather you not watch me, them, or anyone else in favor of going out and actually doing something. Go out to a club, go out to the bookstore, go out to your Bible study, whatever it is, wherever you go and meet chicks. That's why I kept saying that this show, this topic was inspired by women are more important than money. Do I think that you should prioritize women above money? No, but you're probably going to do it anyways. For the most part, guys are always going to prioritize women over money. And you think you're going to be some, you think you're going to be some stoic. You think you're going to be like the Marcus Aurelius of the red pill. You're going to be him with dick in hand. That's what you're going to be. Unless you go out and you do something. Is it worth it? The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Yeah, but you're still talking about the fucking squeeze. You're still joining communities and yammering on about how the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So that becomes your fucking priority. That becomes what you go after. Okay. Here we go again. Clearly have never had a dominatrix experience where the matriarchy has subjugated you to the worst condition. Are you getting this from like AI? That paint even the manliest man as a pansy. Those guys want to be pansies. Secretly want to be pansy. Trust me, you don't know dominatrix like I know dominatrix. I know Domo, for fuck's sake. I know a chick who does FinDom that is her vocation. Like, I know. We've had several discussions actually on this show, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I know what the psychology is behind that. See, here's the thing is like, you think that the thing that gets me is like, you think that there's this socially constructed version of masculinity and femininity. Well, you were just that way because you're made. Dude, here's my message to you. Go read about the 4 laws of genetic behaviorism. That's all you got to do. All that stuff goes poof. Once you realize that personality is heritable, it's not a social like the thing that gets me is like the nature versus nurture debate. That was settled like over a decade ago, well, more than almost 20 years ago. So as soon as we plotted the human genome and we started mapping genetics to personality traits. As soon as we started doing twins studies, twins studies, yes. As soon as we started doing those studies, then that pretty much ended the nature versus nurture debate. Nurture is downstream from nature. There you go. And trust me, I know everything you want to know about you. Would you like me to bring Domo back on the show? I'll be happy to do it. It's been a while since she's been on this show. I love me some Domo. Domo's a family friend. Are you kidding? Like my wife and I, we love Domo. We love her. Like we want to be the godparents of her daughter. That's how close we are. So, yes, I know dominatrix, brother. Yeah, manliest men want to be. Hold on, let me push this back up again. We clearly is able to serve the people that we really love and care about and follow philosophies as stupid as they sound. As much bigger the figure, the better I love her, the bigger the figure, the more I can. Dude, where are you fucking getting this? This is like copy and paste from somewhere, isn't it? I'm just coupling from these clique forming gossip spewing. Like it even like cuts off. Bro. Okay. That's enough of that. Anyways, back to it. Let's see. So anyways, getting back to the idea of taking action. One of the things that we talked about, and this is just sort of me like bringing back, sort of bringing us full circle, is when I was at the Man Demand summit meetings. Oh, Jayla. Jennifer Lopez there. Sam Bada brings up the story here already. Look at that. Yep. No, I was going to say is, I think one of the things that was really kind of shook a lot of people's cages was the fact that, well, first of all, action tends to resolve a lot of the quote unquote inner game shit that's going on with guys. One of the things that Tristan actually brought up is like, imagine me, or imagine like hell, or Mike, or anybody else in this organization, or the people that we work with, that we collab with at least. Imagine if tomorrow I decided like, you know what, I'm going to go all inner game. Imagine I'm the one that's going to say, okay, here's what you have to do. You have to like forgive your inner child, and you have to adjust for your attachment theory or your attachment styles. And you have to manifest your success. Like, you've got to think it, right? You have to visualize it. You have to see it in your head, right? And then it will just, it's like The Secret, right? You put enough positive juju out into the universe, and suddenly a big, tomahawk steak will end up in your freezer overnight, right? Because it just materialized out of the universe because you sent positive juju out into the universe. No, you have to go out and do something. It's very similar to like, well, you pray for this and keep praying for that and pray for this and pray for that. And then it will come to you. I'm not going to shit on anybody's, religion or prayer or anything like that, but God helps those who help themselves, right? I mean, you've still got to go out and actually do shit. And, does that mean that maybe you're going to put yourself into a positive state where you're going to be more open or at least be more sensitive to opportunities? Possibly. So is psychology a thing? Absolutely it is. That's why guys psych each other up before a football game, right? That's why people that's why you have a pep rally, man. That's why you psych yourself up for lifting, man. Like I saw Ronnie Coleman like lifting, and these are like dumbbells that he was like pressing, right? And I mean, I don't even know they made dumbbells this fucking big, man. And Ronnie Coleman is just like, okay, here we go. He's looking at himself in the mirror. He's like, and you could, like, I was getting like goosebumps. I was like, come on, Ronnie, fucking do it. And this is a YouTube video, right? He's like,
lightweight, baby, lightweight.
And he just fucking, and that's part of the ritual for sure. Don't get me wrong. There is such a thing as mindset. There is such a thing as psyching yourself up to do something. So that's definitely a part of it. But it's part of the action, not separate from the action. It is part of the action, right? They are dovetail very nicely together. So don't think that I'm saying that mindset isn't a thing. It most definitely is. But it is not separate from action. Action has to be a part of that, or you're just sitting there with your jerking off. You're sitting there with your dick in your hand.
You hesitate, you masturbate.
Hesitate and you masturbate. Hesitate and thou art lost. Get out there and remember, what is it that it's either I usually call it a 10-second rule, but I'm pretty sure like Mystery would call it the 3-second rule. Like if you're in a club or something like that and you're going to do an approach to get over approach anxiety, which every guy has, you count to 3. And if you haven't like walked, if your feet aren't moving by the count of 3, you don't go do it. You're pussed out. No, I didn't. No, you don't get to go do it. You don't get to make that approach now because it's basically just enter into action with boldness. That is one of the laws of power, right? And so what it's meant to do is to get you over that mental block of going and starting up a cold approach, or like just starting up a conversation. I hate even using the term cold approach. That's like so the PUA-ish, right? It's cold approach. Like it's like making cold calls. Right? Can you start a conversation with somebody you don't know? Can you do that? Can you go to a concert by yourself? Have you ever gone to a concert by yourself?
No.
I have. I prefer it. The concerts I go to, I definitely prefer it. Because it's like coming home, man. It's like going to Thanksgiving dinner with a family you didn't know you had. Like I wish I could have gone and saw Ghost. Ghost was here just like, I think it was like yesterday or the day before. But I've gone, of course, I go see Slayer by myself all the time, right? Because my wife ain't going to a Slayer fucking concert. Very few people I know would come see Slayer. Well, maybe Jake would come see Slayer with me. You would come see Slayer. You know what? Speaking of Mexicans, one thing I like about Mexicans, and Filipinos too, but one thing I like about Mexicans is they fucking know metal.
Yeah.
They know fucking metal, man. Like
there's a whole alt scene in
if you're
Mexico.
Mexican, you know who Testament is.
Yeah.
If you are Latin, if you're from South America, you're Latin American, you damn well know who Sepultura is. You have been to a Sepultura concert. Trust me on this one, right? So yeah. So just a side note there. But I'll go to a concert by myself. I've done it several times. And I do it because, and I almost like, I'm at the point where I prefer it because I don't know who, I love meeting people who are into the same shit that I'm into.
Right.
Like Mexicans who go to Testament concerts, right? I went to go see, Slayer's a no-brainer, right? I'm going to go to that. Yeah. I know everybody I'm going to like. I'm probably going to see people I know anyway. But the first time I saw Ghost, I got into the band and I'm like, I kind of want to see these guys because they were very theatrical. Well, they still are very theatrical. It's like seeing Phantom of the Opera, right? And I knew enough of the songs that I could get behind it and I could jump up and down if I wanted to. And I got there, and there's a big goth culture or semi-goth culture. sorry, Jake Monroe. I know Ghost probably isn't necessarily a goth. Maybe it is a goth band. But there was a lot of people there who were very gothed up, let's just say. But the thing is like people start up a conversation with you, or you can talk to them, and you're already there because you have a common interest. The common interest is you're there to see Ghosts. You love the band, right? And so I was there, and I made some friends. And I talked to some people at the show, and I was just like, this is cool. And I tried to tell my when I was in Trial of Ascension, CJ, who was the other guitarist in a band with me. We went to go see, I saw Hatebreed.
Okay, Hatebreed.
Fucking great band. I love Hatebreed. Trivium, Lamb of God, and Megadeth. That was quite the fucking show. Five hours of just goodness,
Did they play Looking Down the Barrel of the Shotgun?
Oh yeah, Looking Down the Barrel of Today. Yeah. I love that song. That's you want a hypo agent song or hyper agent song. That's your riff right there. So I'm there and I'm talking to CJ, and we're just like, I think we're like 2 years into the band at that point. Yeah. And I said, CJ said, everybody you see down here on the floor, I said, that's our audience. And he kind of rolled his eyes, and I go, no, dude, that's your family right there. You just didn't know you had that family. He's like, I don't know, I want to pick I said, you don't get to pick your family. I said, that drunk motherfucker right there standing on the seat, that's your Uncle Bob, whatever. I said, you don't get to pick your family. That's our family. So when we play gigs, that's the family that we're playing to. I did the same thing in Jinx as well. Like when I'm talking to these guys, I said, everybody out there is family, whether they're throwing up in the parking lot later on. Yeah, Uncle Bob might have a drinking problem, but he's still your Uncle Bob because he likes your shit, right? But I don't have a problem going to a concert by myself. I don't have a problem eating by myself. I learned how to do that a long time ago, right? And to just start conversations. I'm better at it now because I do this, and because I really kind of learned it when I was with Pat Campbell. But I don't have a problem, opening girls. I don't, such as it is, right? I do catch and release games. Thank you very much.
Ethical. It's underboard.
Well, I think I told this story to Mystery, is like the girl that like I met down at the bottom. I had to go bring her up here, and it turns out that she wasn't actually on the show. She was just some random bit. She was hot, man. I thought for sure this girl was on the show, and I bring her up, and we're in the elevator, and I'm like, you're not on the show, are you? and what got me afterwards when I was thinking about this later on is like, I was just friendly. I just, hey, come follow me. I'll take you up. She's like, okay. Yeah. I don't know if it's because she was attracted to me or like she just like trusted me, like whatever it was that I was doing was working, and I didn't even know it was working because I just presumed familiarity because I thought she was going to be on the show.
I always find it's the tone. It's the tone you bring yourself in, right? It's like the combination of words that you're using, whether you could crack a joke within those seconds or make something blah, blah, blah. It's like you find that familiarity.
I'm having this conversation. Is this your first podcast? She's like, yeah. She's just going along with it, right? And I was just like, and then I realized in there, I'm like, oh, holy shit, you're not Natasha or Natalia or whatever, whoever I was supposed to go get. She goes, no, sorry. Like I put it together, right? I'm like, I'm not a creeper. I swear to God, I'm not trying to like, kidnap you and take you back to my lair or some shit like that. So I brought her into the show. Everybody, like Mike's like, who the fuck is this bitch? Oh my God. That was the funniest shit too. And then then we both started following each other on Instagram after that. But yeah, I was just, it's second nature now. Right. And why? Because I've been doing it over and over and over and over again. I have to be on my game every time I do Access Vegas. And remember, that's not just this studio. That was when we were back at Sticky Paws and shit too. I was the first one anybody saw. I was usually there well before Mike was there. So when the girls start like showing up, I'm the one that has to say, "Oh, come on in. Here's the green room. Blah blah blah. Here's a bathroom. If you want to touch up your makeup, here's a makeup room. Blah blah blah." And so after doing that, like God knows how many times with how many girls, that's just how it is. And so that was just me taking action. I didn't go, I feel like I need to learn how to take action. So, I'm going to put myself into these uncomfortable situations. I just did it because I had to do it. I'm not I think a lot of people think I'm like naturally like extroverted. I'm not. I have you can't be an author and spend long hours like writing and not be somewhat introverted, right? I have fairly introverted hobbies. I like Warhammer. I like to paint my shit, like my stuff, which by the way, I have done some new stuff lately. I'm debating on whether or not I want to like photograph it and put it up on like Twitter and just see how people, so run it up the flagpole and see who salutes. I might, I don't know. People keep asking me, Rolo, you need to do like some sort of podcast where you just do a dedicated, like a bullshit pull-up podcast, like talk about guitars and Warhammer and pop culture.
People
stuff.
love it.
People would do it. I think I might actually dedicate a show just for shits and giggles and see how it plays. Teach you how to play. That's what I should do. I should do a pod. I should set up my live stream rig and do it up in my game room.
And just set
upset. Yeah, just two cab and just like
Dude, we could
just
do it.
teach it to you.
I'll just have the camera switcher going.
I bet that would go big. Like me doing it. The dogs be running around.
So you got to teach Michael doing it too.
Oh my God. Mike would never. I don't think Mike.
Make him play the orcs. So he has to imagine.
What'd be funny is like if I taught Mike how to play Warhammer and he actually got into it.
Bro.
Mike, people don't know this. Mike is a closet nerd. He kind of is. Mike turned me on to that series, The Expanse.
The Expanse.
I thought it was pretty good. Amos is my favorite character in the Expanse, but I thought it was pretty good. He's turned me on to some good sci-fi. He was it Predator, the Predator movie called Prey?
Yeah, Prey.
That one that was on Hulu. Like I avoided that because everybody said, "Oh, it's all woke," and there's a little girl who's like the lead character. And Mike's like, "Fuck, that is a great movie. Watch this." And I'm like, "Okay." So on his suggestion, I watched it. It is. He was right. It was a good fucking plot. I didn't care. All I saw
was the bear scene. That's all I needed to know.
Yes, that was a great fucking flick. And I'm cautiously optimistic about the Badlands one that's coming up next. I don't want to like if I watch like these guys who are like what is it, Critical Drinker or God forbid Nerdrotic or whoever, like anybody doing pop culture kind of stuff, like those guys that I subscribe to, like Fantastic Four, like, oh, Fantastic Four is the worst movie ever, blah blah. Or like what was it with Ice Cube and the War of the Worlds that's out right now? People keep saying that is like it's got a 0 rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I might avoid that one. I still might watch Fantastic Four when it comes on Netflix, though. I'm not going to pay good money for it, but I'll go do that. Or I want to see F1.
F1's a good movie.
I want to see F1. Now, when it finally comes available on Apple, I probably will watch that. I have been watching, if you want to know my pop culture schedule, I've been watching since season 1. I have been watching Foundation, the Foundation series that's on Apple. It's based on Isaac Asimov's, I think it's a series of his books called the Foundation series. Fucking great. Absolute. Like I've been craving like a different franchise for a long time. Like, I do like Star Trek Brave New Worlds with Captain Pike. It's good because they have a white male lead as the captain on that show. Now, granted, there's all the rest of the characters are pretty much female except for Spock. You got me on that one. But at least he's the male lead, and they are figuring it. And then they also have Captain Kirk in that one too. But that's an old franchise. But Foundation is pretty fucking good. I don't want to give spoilers because that's how good it is. But I'm in the middle of season 3 right now because I've been watching it since the inception because I like Asimov. It was pretty good. Ice Cube's War of the World was horrible. Yeah, I won't watch that, people. It's 0 rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which
Freakier Friday instead.
Yeah. No. I won't be watching. You know what I've been watching? I got into Bosch.
Bosch,
yeah. Which is I forget the guy who's the actor. That's a really, really good series. And I'm getting in late. I know it started in 2015, but it's available on like Amazon or Paramount or something like that, and it's really good too. I like kind of like cop shows, like figure it out the mystery kind of thing too. Yeah. So it's like a puzzle to me. My wife hates me when I watch those shows because I'm like, what if this happened instead of this happening? You know, like, it's a show. I go, I know, but just hear me out. I'm an author. I want to know how to construct the plot kind of thing. Right? I try to make it about that. I'm like, no, I'm like wrapped up in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, what else do we got here? Last one. Let's see. My fiance and I have read Myron's, Sarah E. Hill's, and Marty Hazelton books, and she is currently reading your first book. You should interview Sarah E. Hill. I don't know who that is. Please listen to the Black Phillip show. I have listened to the Black Phillip show. Yeah. Sarah E. Hill. Who is Sarah E. Hill? Somebody needs to tell me who that is. Yeah, Bosch is pretty damn good. I like that show. Can't get enough of it, quite honestly.
She does the Period Brain book. Yeah.
Period Brain. Oh, is it based on oh. Gee, she got a big old forehead. Associate Professor of Psychology, a leading researcher in the dynamic of rapidly expanding evolutionary psychology. She's probably, it sounds to me like she's following in the footsteps of Marty Hazelton, which is actually, I'll definitely look her up now. Sarah E. Hill. Will do. I will do that. The Witcher series. The Witcher series was good until Cavill left. Yeah. Cavill.
They just
Henry Cavill, not Cavill. Cavill. Sorry. I know you guys are anal about that. Cavill. Like Joseph Marin. No, Marron. Okay. Sorry. I can't fucking win. So anyways, I was back to the point here. Do I think that mindset is a thing? Yes, absolutely, it's a thing. It's your mental state, but your mental state is also dependent upon your physical state as well. So, for instance, don't believe me? I can change your mental state with 2 shots of tequila. I can certainly change your mental state with let's see, a milligram of Tren.
Ooh.
Definitely, yeah, a whole milligram of Tren.
A whole cough, just
yeah. If you're not beating your wife, you're not doing enough Tren. No. Astro. That's where you want to go. That's what Todd Lee. Is Todd Lee? Yeah, Todd Lee, MD. Masterone is his groove.
All right.
He said that's the best. He said that's the most like non side effecty
least liver toxin
gear that you can do. Yeah. Don't know. We'll find out though. From Todd, of course. I would like to get Todd on the show. I want to see if I can do I'll have to probably do it remote, but I'd like to get him on an interview. People have asked me about Jake Monroe as well. I'm working on that. Jake is actually reading my book right now, so once he's done, I probably will get him on the show. Jake is he's my Ask a Goth guy. So anyways, but I mean, getting back to it, like mindset is definitely a thing. I just think that it's been bastardized. I think that it is something that you don't need Trent for that. Don't need Trent for that. Just beer. Yeah. You're not drinking enough. But mindset is most definitely a thing. I just think that it's been bastardized and commercialized into inner game, like, what is it? Mental strength. Like there's always like some play on it. Like if you're a tradcon, then mental strength becomes like being a mighty man of God or pinnacle of manhood kind of thing. It all depends on whatever your pet ideology is, and that becomes mental strength. That becomes your mindset. And although I do think that mindset is absolutely something that is integral to sort of the human experience, I would say that beware of people who are trying to sell you on such things, because it's a lot like I expect this from women, and I mean that in the nicest way that I can say it, because I expect women to say, well, like you've heard, like even on Access Vegas, women will say, I manifested it. I had a dream about it, and then it came into reality. Right? Or I know when we had the discussion about the gal that was talking about how she like would hit her husband or broke up with her boyfriend because he cheated on her in her dreams. And then, while that sounds patently ridiculous, the chicks on the show didn't think so. Well, your dreams and your subconscious is trying to point out what's really going on in the real world. And I'm like, no, it's not. like there's your dream state, and then there is the actual real world. And if you're, building that out now, I can't say for certain that's, you're not necessarily stressed out because your subconscious is trying to tell you something, and maybe that's turning up in your dreams or whatever. But the long and the short of it is you still have to trust but verify kind of thing. If that's the case, then at least try to put that theory to the experiment rather than just accepting it on face value. What I don't necessarily buy into is this horseshit about, manifesting the secret, right? The law of attraction. To me, that's like believing that Labubu is a demonic little, devil, right? Or it's seriously, buy me that fucking, the diet black if you have to. I want a black Labubu. Somebody send me a black Labubu. As a man, I cannot buy a Labubu. I can receive one as a gift from you, though. So if you want to give me a Labubu, give me a black one. I will put it on the back wall right here and say, thanks for this, bro. I just want one so I could just say, hey, see? Maybe I shouldn't do that, though. Remember that? Who's that guy? He died recently because he was following the demonic doll or the baby doll or whatever.
The Annabelle doll, right?
The Annabelle doll. Was that? And he died from heart failure or something. He didn't actually die because of the doll. Or did he? Right? Ooh. People love that shit, man. People actually believe in shit. They actually believe in demons, actual literal demons.
Have you ever been to the Zach house, the horror house they have here with all the what is it called, haunted objects?
Is it here? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go. We're going, dude. We should do a live. We should do an Instagram live from there,
dude. If we could,
that'd be awesome. They're doing a Hollywood, or they're doing a horror, a haunted house thing here in Vegas, going from August until Halloween. It's very much like Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios in Orlando, like that. But they're doing it here, and they're doing it from I think mid-August until October 31st. I want to go to that.
Let's go.
That would be we got to go.
We gotta go.
We gotta go. I need my Labubu doll first, though.
It's the only way to ward.
I can't go there until I have the Labubu doll.
Would putting a cross on the Labubu be redundant?
Would it burn into the Labubu if you did that? An exorcist? A certified exorcist said that is demonic, so I would presume that would have to be the case, right? And again, why is it always Latin Catholicism that is?
Yeah, right.
How come it's not the Jews or the Muslims that I think if I took I don't know whatever.
Well, the Muslims have Jews.
If I took Star of David and I put it on a Labubu, would it burn? I don't know. Put the crescent on there. Yeah, would that burn?
You need a Solomon ring.
Yeah,
the ring of Solomon.
I mean, or if I took what's the symbol for the Sikhs? A little cross skulls, or put that. Would that? I mean, it's a holy symbol, right?
It's gonna be have you ever watched The Mummy?
Yes.
Where he comes out with all the different.
Yes, they're all hanging around. Patrice wasn't just a comedian. He was a PUA in his own right with years of field research with over 300 episodes on Opie and Anthony and 12 episodes of Black Phillip. He was on talk radio. Yes, I understand that. In the category with Tom Likas. Oh, I know. Trust me. I realize that. I keep saying that, Tom Likas was proto Red Pill. And certainly Patrice was too. Who did it better though? Patrice or Tom Likas, or were they stealing each other's material? Who was better male role, Arthur Fonzarelli or Danny Zuko? Oh, geez, Danny Zuko. Oh, Danny Zuko's from Greece, right? Yeah. I will go with Greece before I'll go with the Fonz any day. Trust me. But thank you for your support. Thank you for all of you. This is a user sponsored from the Rational Mail. What's this last one? Anyone trying to convince you to change your mindset without a physical plan of action is trying to scam you. Yes. And I also want to point out that anybody who is trying to tell you that happiness ought to be a metric for success is also trying to sell you something as well. I'm getting a little tired. You want to know, here's another thing, is one of the things I've been critical of, usually for guys who are trying to quote unquote sell you on marriage kind of thing. Guys, there are, like, if you are very pro marriage and you want people to marry, and you, whether it's a religious reason or whatever, there are way better ways to make your case than basing it on like some sort of sustainable, manageable state of like eternal happiness. Stop it with the fucking happiness, okay? Because happiness is an emotion. It is something that comes and it goes. You can feel happiness. You cannot be happy. Well, what about contentment? Well, then stop calling it happiness, first of all, and call it contentment. And I can also debate you on the contentment side of things. But the thing is there's way better way. If you want to make a case for marriage and say, well, we need it for fertility, we need it for this, we need it for, strong family, then make that fucking case. Stop saying, well, don't you know that if you don't get married, you're going to be unhappy and you're going to die. And you're going to die poor because men who are married make more money. Which, of course, they have to, because if you don't make more money as a married man, you are no longer married. Ergo, you've been divorced, right? So, or, the men, you need to get married or you're going to die.
Look down the door, many possibilities. Look down here.
Yeah. Stop it with that shit. Okay. There's way better ways to make your case than just that. And I keep saying this, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not pro or anti-marriage. If anything, I'm pro-marriage. I've been married for 29 years. I have a very successful marriage. I have a very happy marriage. I have a sex-filled marriage, and I attribute a lot of that to being red-pilled. So, but the thing is like, if you want to talk about happiness and everything, one of the reasons why I get all my panties up in a wad about that is because that's what we've been selling women for forever. Now you're selling it to guys. Okay. What did we sell women? We sold women on this idea that not only are they unhappy, or they should be happy, they're entitled to that happiness. And if they are unhappy, anytime, if they don't have a fucking smile on their face when they wake up every goddamn morning, then it's either a guy's fault or it's the world's fault. Hypo agency, once again. It is anybody's fault except for her own. And why? Because we have sold women on the idea that happiness is some sort of sustainable goal state that they can maintain indefinitely. They can just, it's this nirvanic, blissful, joyful state. And that if you don't live in that state, then you have lived a meaningless, purposeless, aimless life.
Wait, bro, like you're not happy 24/7?
Yes.
What?
And you want to, so Rollo, prove that. Okay, I will. Look at the level of, or look at the record number of prescriptions for SSRIs for women just since like 2000, right? 2000, 2010, however you want to look. I think the stats I have is from 2000. You look at the tremendous spike in prescriptions for antidepressants for women, specifically for women, and specifically for women of a certain age, like between like 25 and 45. Look at that. Like, what is it? Like 1 in 3 women that you see is on some kind of antidepressant.
Look at the commercials.
Why? Because they have something chemically wrong with them? No, it's because you've sold them on this idea that they can be happy for the rest of their lives. And if they aren't, then there's something wrong with them. Don't worry though. We have a chemical solution for that. Men, we just drink. Men, we just fucking smoke a bowl. Men, we go and like, maybe it's prescription opioids or something like that. Women, it's going to be SSR, Zoloft, right? It's going to be Xanax, or it's going to be whatever the fuck it is. Your lithium. Your lithium. your SSRI of choice. Why is it so popular? Because, well, women have a problem. Well, what is that? They need to be happier. Well, okay. Well, they're not. I'm not happy, doctor. Okay, here's this pill, and take this pill, and you'll be happy. They sell a chemical solution to a problem that was created for them. And what was that problem? Selling them on the idea that happiness should be a benchmark for success. That if you're not happy every day of your life, like, we learn more from being unhappy than we do from being happy, for fuck's sake. Happiness is an emotive state. You can't be happy. You can only do the things that make you feel the emotion of happiness. That's why guys don't focus on that. We're expected to be fucking miserable. We're expected to bust our ass. We're expected to be sacrificial. We're expected to fucking like take it on the chin. Don't like anytime you give the reason why anytime you do you give an objective opinion on something, especially if it's the state of women, if it's women's nature or something, you give any kind of objective in the most measured way about like female nature, you're complaining. Why? Because men have all the power.
It's
men
a patriarchy.
take it on the chin. Oh, poor men. That's what it's about.
Who created the system?
Who created the system?
Oh
If
my
women
God.
were in charge, there'd be no wars. Get the fuck out of it. Because you'd be all happy. Because the men would be doing what you want them to do. Feminism would be so great if men would just fucking cooperate. Get the fuck out of here. It's because human nature doesn't work that way. Why? Because you can't be happy. You can only feel happiness doing the things that are intrinsically rewarding, that make you feel happiness. The human state is defined by discontent. And how do you deal with discontent? You deal with it creatively or destructively. I prefer that you do it creatively. That's what I'm trying to do here. Do something. I'm very discontented. I will definitely want to do something. I enjoy doing this. I am happy sitting here bullshitting with you and Kyle. I am very happy. And you know what? When the show's over, I'm going to be, I think I'll take an SSRI. Right. No, I don't think that. Because men know that happiness is not some permanent fucking state. So stop trying to tell them that it is. Stop trying to sell them on the idea of marriage that is going to be exactly the same product that has been sold to women for at least the last like 6 decades. Stop it. Like Mother's Little Helper, right? What was it? Like, isn't that Valium?
Yeah,
Valium, right?
Valium.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just like cut the shit. You're not going to sell guys on again, you don't even need that. You don't need to sell them on happiness. Guys know they're going to be unhappy. They know it's not going to be you cannot tell guys that you're going to die and you're going to be happy or you're going to make more money. You can't tell them that. And then in the next breath say, well, marriage is a lot of work. What? Are you listening to yourself? Or Charlie Kirk, you're not allowed to play video games or do anything until your wife is a woman of leisure. Literally, I'm paraphrasing. Literally, what comes out of Charlie Kirk's mouth. Sign me up. Okay. You're not allowed to feel joy or happiness until your wife is like 100% content. That ain't give her these pills and that might be the case. She's not going to be content with you. Like stop trying to sell women's problems, which is exactly what you're doing when you try to sell mindset, when you try to sell mental states, inner game, therapy, whatever it is. You need to get yourself right. Take monk mode. Focus on yourself. Don't chase women, chase excellence. And I mean that I'm not a flame. But that's the same product. It's just this feminized product that we're going to, hey, maybe we can just ram that into the red pill. Maybe we can just force fit this into game. There's inner game and there's outer game. No, there's only outer game because inner, whatever that is, that ain't game. Inner game is just what's going, it's your mental state. We need to teach, like to Pierce Morgan, we need to teach them mental strength by doing what? By taking what action? I don't know. They just sit around and think about it and you'll feel better. That's not working. Why are guys checking out? Why are guys not participating? Why are we talked about this in again in immersion and at the MOA summit. Like why do we have so many copes? Why do we have so many things that prevent us from taking action? Like MGTOW. All that is just a practice. It's not MGTOW is not the red pill. MRA is not those are practices. Being a men's rights activist. Okay. Being an incel. Well, that's definitely not taking action. I mean, it's in the name. white pill, gold pill, God pill, this pill, that pill. You can't take action unless you've prayed for 7 minutes every morning, or taking your ice bath or whatever it is. It's just mentality that's preventing you from actually going and doing the things that are going to give you the results that you want. So once again, if you're in a town, if you're somewhere where there are no women, if you happen to be in, Anchorage, Alaska, are there women in Anchorage, Alaska? There's strippers up there for sure. Only in the summer month, or in the daylight month. If you happen to be in a place where there is a dearth of women, there's your vocabulary word, dearth of women, move. How important is it to you? How important is it to you to go to Miami? How important is it to you? You know what? I'm going to relocate. I have been trying my damnedest, and I'm sorry, brother, I'm going to run you up the flagpole. I've been trying my damnedest to get Giovanni Sanders to move to fucking Las Vegas because I desperately want to start a band with this guy. I want him to be the singer of my band. I want to do his stuff. I want to play Best Head of My Life live with Giovanni Sanders. Trust me, I know that on guitar. I can play that song. I've been trying my ass off to get Giovanni out here, and he's still in Arkansas. And the last I knew, he was working at Lowe's and pizza delivery. I'm like, you are way too much of a mega talent to be doing that bullshit. And so my point was this. I was like, you can work at Lowe's in Las Vegas, right? I'll show you where it is. It's right on Fort Apache. There is a Lowe's there. Can you transfer? You still keep your job. You just be in a different place, right? You still be dirt fucking poor, but at least you'll be dirt poor in Las Vegas where I can help you out and we can start a band, right? And then you have more opportunity here, and there's better chicks here, right? Or what's his name? Trey. Fucking Trey. Rapper Trey. Forget his last name. Trey Little. Yeah, he's been on the show twice. Trey is still in Detroit, and I watch his videos on Instagram, and he's like, oh man, this is my area is getting played out. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, move to Las Vegas is what you need to do. Come out here, man. Come out here where nobody know. Well, I mean, people know him everywhere, but move to where the fishes are, man. Come out to where, if that place can't sustain you, move. Where am I going to move? I don't know. Someplace that can, someplace that's fun, someplace that's got a better opportunity for you. Why wouldn't you move here? I'm the fucking best ambassador for Las Vegas that there is. I should be working for the tourism commission here. Or for instance, do this, Passport Bros. I get why Passport Bros do what they do. I'm not going to shit on Passport Bros, but the thing is they're taking action. At least at least they're doing something. And you know why they're taking action? Because women are more important than money. Prove me wrong. Tell me why. Tell me why women aren't more important than money. Why are women more important than you? Or what's more important? Women or relocating? Or staying where you are and not relocating, staying where you're at. Are you going to move? Are you going to take action? How are you going to do that? How are you going to move your locale, right? What do you got here? Hey, Rolo, great show. You're welcome. Basically, what I am getting here is that action is everything. Everything else is second. Yeah, it is. I think action is not necessarily everything. It's the first thing. It should be the first thing that you default to. To always default, oh gosh, that's even a law of power. Enter into action with boldness, and then I know what it was. Always default to game. There's no opportunity that isn't sort of an opportunity for game, and I mean game by using social skills, getting out there and doing it. Now you don't want to be annoying, of course, but I'll give you an example. I'm going to sell Joe Marron out now. Whenever I'm at, when we go to there's this restaurant called General Admission. It's kind of a sports bar and grill kind of thing, an indoor, outdoor. I love it. And they have some very good looking, hi ladies, some very good looking waitresses there. In fact, they pride themselves on hiring. They don't hire ugly people. Let's just say, again, this is this is Vegas, right? Same thing with Bel Air and at the Durango. They don't hire they're not Tao Beach Club, but they at least have a standard, for the chicks that are there. You're going to be in a thong, ladies, act like you own it. But we'll be at general admission, and like Joe is like, the first thing he does is he just like the girls come up to, to take our drink order or whatever. And he's just like, hey, how you doing? Do you know who this guy is? This is Roll Tomas. That's like his opener. And he'll be like, or if I meet him there, he's already there. He already knows the waitress. I'm like, do you know her? He's like, I do now. Because that's just how he is. Like, he just starts the conversation because he defaults to action. There's no opportunity that isn't an opportunity for game. Even if you're not going to go home and fuck them that night, it's still, you're practicing skills. You're still putting it into motion. You're still doing something with it. So it's getting your chops in, learning your scales, learning your riffs, learning your chords. You can't write music until you learn how to, play the instrument, until you learn your scales and you learn chords and you learn a little bit of music theory and everything. And then you can start taking all of those things and making combinations out of them. You can't be at Taco Bell without the meat and the cheese and the onions and the salsa and the tortillas. And then you can mix them up, but you still have to have the basic ingredients before you can do that. Same thing with, like I told, was it Mystery? Like Karate Kid, right? Wax on, wax off. Mm-hmm. He's wax on, wax off. Hey, when am I going to learn karate? You are learning karate. You have to learn the muscle memories and the motor skills, right? And then you can learn how to, then once you got those basics down, then now I can actually teach you the skills, but you still have to learn those motor skills first. But I can't just take a pill and learn how to do it. No, that's not how it works. I can't just go to the gym and just lift once and then I'm going to be jacked. No. Takes consistency and you have to be able to do it. It takes action every day. There are certain things most things, anything worthwhile pretty much takes some persistence, takes some effort. Mastery takes time. That's why I joke around. I did maybe against my better judgment. I did a pre-interview with CBS News this week. Now, am I going to do their thing? Probably not, because I'm worried that after that interview, I'm a little bit worried that it's a setup, right? But I think I did pretty well just talking to them, saying, hey, this is what it's really about. And I don't know who else they have talked to as a result, but yes, I recorded the Zoom call. Thank you. But I don't know that I will actually do whatever it is that they want. If they ask me to be in whatever the series is or the documentary or whatever, because I don't trust them enough to think that they would ever give me a fair shake in all of this. But like sitting there and talking to them and doing something, that is actually doing something, right? Or if when I started Reignite is doing something. Why did I do that? Because first of all, I think I saw a need. That was one. And then second of all, like a lot of the guys in our demographic for Reignite are hurting. Right? This is the prime demographic for male self-deletion. And so I didn't want to be one of those guys who is just, he's just a podcaster. He just sits there and yammers on all day. That's all I do. No, I go and I talk to these guys. Well, I talk to them once a week now, but we go and do stuff. We're going to do stuff next week. We already did stuff back in May. Next time there's a Babes in Toyland, probably in October. We'll do another event in October. It'll be in LA this time. It won't be swim week in Las Vegas. You should, which is really something fun to do. But you got to get off your ass and you got to go do it. And so that's why I started Reignite, was because I wanted to be hands-on. I didn't want to be just one of these guys who's just who's just a writer, who's just, I'm more than that, obviously, but like I'm an author. But I'm not just a podcast guy. I'm not just this talking head that does shit. I actually do stuff with guys like one-on-one. By the way, if you want a one-on-one consultation, please contact me in the description below. All of my, it takes one click to get to it. Thank you. I still do. In fact, I did two consultations last week, as a matter of fact. So I've got two guys that are on my client list right now, and I'm definitely open for more. But I'm not the kind of guy who like tries to string you on. I want you to have like 1 or 2 sessions and then be able to learn from that and use that stuff. And then if you come back to me like 6 months later, I'm totally cool with that. So it's not my effort, my purpose isn't to keep you strung along. I want to solve your problem and then you can move on. because I'm not about like, oh, it's about healing. Like you've probably heard me say this on the shows on Access Vegas a few times. Like whenever the girls use the term like, oh, you need to do some inner healing. As soon as all these guys are damaged, and as soon as they do some healing and therapy or something, like, when are you done fucking healing? Like there should be a finite point A, point B. Okay, like it's like medicine. Take the medicine and it cures you. Take the medicine and it helps. Take the medicine or whatever. Like you have a virus here. Take the antiviral thing. You have a gut biome, whatever. Take the fucking antibiotics. When are you done? When are you done healing? You know why you're not? Like this is another reason why I'm like a little bit like whacked about like the whole inner game stuff getting wedged into the red pill right now, is because there's no end to it. It's the idea, the whole marketing of it is what's called churn marketing, is to keep you in the churn. Well, you haven't healed this, but I thought I had healed my inner child. No. Now you need to heal your inner teenager. Okay. No. Now you got to heal your inner young adult,
Pre-21.
When are you done? When are you done healing? When is the therapy sessions over? When are you a healthy human being who can deal with the fucking rigors of life? When? Never, because it's churn marketing. It's based on commercialized churn marketing. For women, it's turning into a religion. So women's self-identity is what their particular damage happens to be. Whatever women are just a collection of, the women who buy into this shit are a collection of neuroses. Their identity is their neuroses. Their identity is basically, I have daddy issues. I have abandonment issues. I'm bipolar. I have a little bit of ADHD. I need some Ritalin or Adderall. And I'm, semi-schizophrenic, whatever it is. You're basically none of that, but somebody told you that. And so that now that becomes part of your identity. And God forbid somebody says no. What are you talking about? You just need good dick. That's what you need to get fucked really good. That's basically, that would cure up a lot of that shit. But because women don't take action. That's why convincing women that they are not entitled to happiness, and that the idea of happiness or contentment or whatever they've been sold is not a permanent state. It's actually an emotive state. It's a proximate outcome, not an ultimate outcome. Trying to convince women of that is like trying to tell them that God is not real. Your God is dead. What's your God? Your God is self-help. Your God is your neuroses. Your God is your psychological personality disorders. Your God is your daddy issues. You are a collection of your neuroses. So, gentlemen, stop force-fitting all that bullshit into the red pill. Stop taking that and saying that's what inner game's about. Fuck you. I will fight you. I will die on that fucking hill. Stop trying to force that shit into it's an inner game. No, that's not. That's chick speak. Get in a fucking squat rack now. Here, take this trend. I've said that I told Mike that one time, like when I started taking TRT, like when I first started doing it, like the first 6 weeks, I was like, okay. I thought it was a placebo effect. You don't really feel it until like week 10, right? And so I started thinking about it. And then once week 10 hit, I'm like, I fucking get it. I totally get it. I totally get this shit. Week 12, the colors in your world change. Effort feels good. Change your mentality. And I told Mike this one time. I told him off camera, and then I think I told him once on camera. I said, I think a lot of the guys who are incels, or the guys who are MGTOWs, or the guys who are, kind of like, oh, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I put your ass on TRT for 12 weeks. The juice will suddenly be worth the fucking squeeze. I will guarantee you will have changed your outlook on life, because it's your mental state is your physical state. As I said before, there are ways to alter your moods. Your emotive state is subject to chemical change. That's why we prescribe SSRIs to women. That's why guys drink. That's why guys do gear. That's why guys do, whatever it is that smoke weed, right? Stop smoking weed, start doing TRT, do it for 12 weeks, start lifting. I guarantee you, not only will you have a better mood and a better attitude, your ideology and your fundamental way of thinking about things will change dramatically. Suddenly you're a little bit more jacked, you've lost some weight, you're looking good, people react to you and respond to you differently. You respond to them differently as a result, and you don't even know that you're doing it. And suddenly your life looks just maybe even just marginally a little bit better than it was before. That's going to be a confidence booster. And that's going to, and suddenly you want to keep going. Because, hey, this is working. I'm going to stay in this process and stay in and keep doing this thing. Suddenly you're going to go from being black pill to being red pill. Maybe you're running game. Maybe you got a girlfriend now. Holy shit. And all it took was changing your physical state. All it took was you doing TRT and getting in the gym. But Rollo, I'm ugly. I need to lose 400 pounds. Then lose it. Then do it. What's important to you? Is it important to you to stay fat, ugly, and 400 pounds? Or is it more important for you to lose that shit, get on there and do it? How important is it to you to do that? Are women more important than money? Are women more important than than your cope? I should certainly hope that they are. If nothing else, what's going to motivate you? Like, women have motivated more innovation in frustrated men than any force in the universe. You know, how do I get laid? I don't know. Let's go make a dishwasher. That'll make women's lives easier. Suddenly you've got a family you can fuck. I think I'm going to write code and make the first personal. I'm Steve Jobs. How do I get laid? Make a computer. Art, innovation, a lot of that is just simply the byproducts of taking action because you wanted to be more than you are. Are you happy being what you are? Then fucking just sit there. Then please, by all means, just stay in your cope. Because that's what it comes down to. That's what I was going to say. The last thing I want to get into here is that a lot of the things that I've been talking about when it comes to your mental state, when it comes to like SSRIs and taking action and all of this, when women are their own, like women's personalities are their collection of their neuroses, that's starting to be what guys are right now. Especially the guys who are bought into this idea of inner game. I can't go out game. I can't go do any of this until I get my mind straight. How are you going to do that? You still have to take action in some way. What's the process? Are you going to sit there and read the Bible? Are you going to sit there and read the Quran? Are you going to sit there and read the Torah? Are you going to sit there and read the Bhagavad Gita? Are you going to sit there and read the 48 Laws of Power, Marcus Aurelius, Atomic Habits, how to win friends and how to influence people and win friends or make friends, whatever. Is that what you're going to do? Or are you going to sit there and just fucking wallow in your sedation? Because what happens is I'm just going to say this, don't let your predilection for like mental states or mindset or inner game, whatever you're calling it. That's inner game is just at least from my perspective right now, inner game is something that is sort of becoming bastardized by this self-help industry right now. And like I said, want to force fit. People are going to say, well, Rollo, what about things like mental point of origin? Mental point of origin is definitely related to mindset. You have to become the first thing that comes into your mind when you're making a decision, right? But once you've made that decision, you still have to take action based on that decision. Where should I move? Where should I major? Should I go here? Should I go there? Should I move because there's more hot chicks in Las Vegas? I'm going to make that decision for me. Do I want to be a better person? Do I want to improve myself and improve my state? Do I want to join MOA? Do I want to join Reignite? Do I not want to join anybody at all? Do I think can I get this on my own? Because that might be you too. Some people just simply don't need it. They can do it on their own. I'm not trying to recruit you for anybody. Is it possible? Absolutely it is. I know lots of people who've done shit on their own. So fuck hell, Kyle here's done. But what about let's see, somebody hit me up and said, what Amuse Mastery? It helps if you actually have the mastery. Amuse Mastery works so good if you're actually a master, like you actually have that. That's it. And what would that require? That would require you having become doing something to become a master, or to have that sort of I've seen it all kind of thing. So keep that in mind. But what I'm getting at right now is don't let that inner game be your cope for not taking action. Because that was the number one topic that we were talking, like when these guys are saying, well, Rolo or Mike or Mystery or whatever, I live in a place and I there's no chicks here. Move. Well, I can't do that. My job's here. Quit your job. How important is it to you? Are women more important than money to you? You wouldn't be at the MOA summit if that was not the case. You're here to figure something out. So you can either take what you learned back there and try to work it out where you're at, or you can move and go fish where the fish are. You still have to take, but what happens is guys will go and they'll go, well, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, so fuck it. Well, forget it. I don't want to do all this work and have all this stuff. Like, why would I go to college? Why would I want to get a good job? Why would I want to do anything? Because these chicks aren't worth it. That's cope. These chicks, I don't want to do this because all these girls are run through. You're not going to find your virgin, you especially, are not going to find your virgin bride. Okay. Sorry, not going to happen. What are you going to do about it? That's cope. Sitting there and just saying that this is not going to work out because I don't want to go to, I don't want a girl that some other guy's dick has been in.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Right. So you have two choices. Either like accept the fact that the chick's probably been fucked by somebody before you, or you can take action and try your damnedest to find that virgin chick. Well, I can't find her. Where is she, Rolo? I don't know. I don't sell virgins. This is not the slave market here. Okay. I don't sell virgins for you. If I could do that, boy, I'd be a bajillionaire. And if I could ethically sell you mindset or whatever it is, mind cope, inner game. If I could sell you inner game, or if I did courses on inner game, if I was that to me, that would be unethical. But I could do it. I could easily do that. I could be a guru. I could be a fucking cult leader tomorrow if I wanted to. I won't, because I don't want that. I think that's bullshit. And I couldn't live with myself if I did that. And I would be insulting you if I decided to pivot into something stupid like that. Could I do it? Yeah. Could I make a lot of money in the short term? Yeah, I probably could. Why? Because too many people are just there. They want that quick fix. They want the Labubu doll to actually be a fucking demon. And that's not a joke. That's not me. That's not me fucking around. Well, a little bit. I'm fucking around with you. But they want that to be true. They want that supernatural thing to be true. They want the chick crack to be true. And it's not. You know what's true? Busting your ass. Not what I ate for breakfast. It's busting your ass. It's going out there and getting your chops in. It's going out there and learning your scales and learning your riffs and getting your licks in. Do your reps. That's what it takes. What are those reps? Approaching chicks in a club? Okay, then that's what it amounts to. If it's not that, and I don't like clubs. Okay, how about approaching chicks at a lounge, at a pool party? How about approaching chicks at a bookstore? How about the Bible study? How about your church? How about where are you comfortable? Stop telling me, oh, I don't want you guys only talk about going to clubs. I don't talk about going to clubs. I would rather you not go to clubs, to be honest with you, because I don't think you can have conversations at those places. Museums, art installations is the new thing, apparently. There's other places. Go to concerts. Go by yourself. I don't want to go by myself. No, you don't need a wingman at a concert, especially if people are there to see the same shit that you like. What bands do you like? Coldplay. Okay, go to Coldplay concerts. There's going to be a lot of people who love Coldplay. Yeah, go to shows, man. Go do something. I don't care what you do. Just go out and do something. Stop making up excuses, but stop being cope. And there's a difference between excuses and cope. Cope is something that's long term. Cope is something like, well, I can't do that. I can't do X because I have this permanent disability. What's that disability? Well, all these girls are run through hoes. That sounds like their disability. I know, but my disability is I have too much standards to go out with these run through hoes. Well, where are there not run through hoes? The Amish Dutch country in Pennsylvania? Go there. Why are you not going there? Why haven't you made that? Or how about, why don't you go overseas? Go over and find a virgin bride in the Philippines. Go to the Philippines and find a virgin bride there. At least you'll be taking action. At least you'll be following up on your convictions. But it's not. You know why? Because it's not a belief. It's not a conviction. It's cope. It's not? Prove it. Let's see. But Rollo, if I actually do something, then success or failure is my fault and I can't handle that. Yep. Well, learn to handle it. Special shout out to Steven Crowder on a great funny bit on sex and marriage. You know what I keep seeing is Tim Pool's been doing some red pill stuff or semi-red pill stuff recently. I think he's been dipping his toes back in the red pill pool once again. He just recently had, they just did this live debate, which is surprising to me because I never thought they would do something like this, but they had Myron on, somebody else, and then they had Kyla, what's her, not so erudite, and then some other feminist bitch. And they're going to debate whether or not feminism has been a net positive or net negative. And I'm like, why is Kyla on this panel? She belongs in jail. She belongs in prison. You realize that you are platforming an accomplice to Steve Destiny Bunnell's crimes. And not only is she an accomplice to those crimes, she is also a paid political operative of Progressive Victory. Admittedly so. So you're essentially platforming somebody whose words are compromised, are bought and paid for. Why would you want a bad actor like that? Why would you want somebody who is guaranteed to argue in bad faith? And how do we know that those are words that are coming out of her mouth are actually hers or something that she hopes that her employer, the DNC, is going to approve of? How do we know that? We don't. So fuck her. Get her off that show. Stop giving these people oxygen. If you guys want to talk shit about, oh, well, the leftists this and the liberals that, and Trump this and Trump that, you know what? Trump would not be in office right now had the people that you are platforming been successful in what they were planning and hoping and plotting to do. All that USAID stuff, all the stuff that was draining the swamp and everything, none of that happens. All the stuff, all the initiatives, you want to talk about immigration and all this other stuff like that. None of that would have happened had they been successful in their message. So stop platforming these people. Stop interviewing these people. They're boring anyways. They've been around for forever. Find new talent. Get new material. Fuck these people. Fuck Kyla. Fuck Destiny. All of their words, all of the stuff that they talk about, everything, like why you're giving them any kind of juice right now only is a bad reflection on you because you think that they're worth sitting across the table from right now, even though they are the same people who would have had you demonetized, had you deplatformed, had they been successful in getting, God forbid, Kamala Harris of all people into the presidency right now. You wouldn't be having that conversation because your podcast would no longer exist. If they had their way about things, they want you dead. They want your YouTube dead. They want your channels dead. They want you to go away. How do I know that? Because I have actually a quote from Kyla saying, I would hope that Rollo Tomasi's channel will be taken off the air. I did an entire show about that when it first came out. They want you done. Why are you giving them the time of day? Why would you give you've already had the conversation a million times. And there are people who could better argue those topics anyways, who maybe they are, maybe they aren't operative, but you already know that these people are. So why are you giving them oxygen? Stop it. Brian, do not put, from whatever podcast, do not put her on the show anymore. Myron, stop it. Don't put Kyla on the show anymore. Do not give Destiny the time of day on Sean Kelly's show. I know, I saw that. Because you can't find anybody else to talk to about Israel. I'm sure there's plenty of other people who'd be happy to talk to you about that, but you chose Destiny. Why? Because he's got a following. He's got rapidly dwindling. He's not going to have any following when he goes to jail for revenge porn. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Destiny has to have a grand jury indictment to be charged and arrested. So far, the state, the DOJ is sitting on their hands. Of course they are. There's also civil suits from 4 different women, by the way, too. It's not just that. I mean, I would love for him to go to jail. Is he likely to go to jail? Has there been any criminal charges filed against him? I don't know. Maybe. They certainly haven't done anything. He's certainly been free to move around, so probably not. But I would say the civil suits are probably going to have a significant impact on his bank account. Hey, Rollo, are your Patreon Reignite Zoom calls usually on Wednesdays? Nah, I moved them to Thursdays because Wednesdays is Access Vegas these days, and I kind of don't want to give my Reignite guys short shrift. My Patreon can be anywhere on a Tuesday or a Thursday, depending. I will keep doing the cherries just for you on the thumbnail. I added the cherries on there once. Rollo, thank you for boosting the Substack towards the Ned Fund. Thank you very much for that, Kyle. Yeah. Kyle has this is the other Kyle Matovic. I forget how to pronounce his last name. He is the guitarist for Common Crown, and he started a Substack that is dedicated to metal. Ooh. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be happy to promote that for you. I think he might be doing a podcast too that's based on just doing like talking about metal and talking about guitars and shit like that, which is right up my alley. So yeah, I'm way behind you there, Kyle. The only hope is Destiny being charged civilly, and so far the accusers are sitting on their hands. Yeah, most likely, but he has admitted to a crime. That crime is revenge porn. We know a crime has been committed. He should technically be on a sex offenders list right now. I mean, if he was convicted of that, that's the first thing they would do is put him on a sex offenders list. He's already admitted to it. Whether or not he's been like convicted of it is kind of immaterial at this point. And Kyla decided that she was going to be the one who's going to broker the hush money between Destiny and Pixie. Ergo, she is an accomplice to that crime. She belongs in jail just as much as he does, or at least maybe she deserves probation. But they're criminals, absolutely criminals, and they are all proven liars. I proved the lie with Lauren Southern. I proved the lie with the false documents of the collusion, anyways, for false birth documents the ultrasound documents. We already know that there is it's funny, Kyle. Did you know this? That Destiny and Andrew Tate are Eskimo brothers. Oh, no. Because they both fucked Lauren Southern. Man, there's what is it like? How many degrees of separation from Andrew Tate? They are Eskimo brothers. You heard it here first. They both banged her. And so by the way, I'm pretty sure Tom Robinson is also an Eskimo brother too. But yeah, wow. They're liars. They're admitted liars, in fact. They've been found out over and over and over again. And I'll tell you this right now, you ever put me on a show with either one of those people, that will be the first thing out of my mouth. So expect it, which is, of course, is why you'll never have me on the show. Yep, they are Eskimo brothers. All right, let's get out of here. Let's see. Just to sum a few things up. The whole point of this conversation today, as you know, is separating the idea between like inner game and outer game. I'm not a big fan of quote unquote inner game. Now, mindset is something that's set apart from that. Okay. I also happen to think that mindset is something that has also been bastardized. When we were here, like millionaire mindset, crypto mindset, right? There's so many things. You can add mindset to fucking anything right now. And I think that mindset needs to be something that is like what are your beliefs? What is your overall perspective on things? And people say, are you an optimist? Are you a pessimist? Are you a cynic? Whatever. I'm none of those. I'm a pragmatist, as you might guess. I'm a sensation. I'm a sensualist, right? I'm a sensationalist, but I'm also very much a pragmatist. What that means is like, I believe that the best is going to happen, but I am going to be prepared for the worst. Okay. Got to be pragmatic about things. And I think one part of that pragmatism for me is questioning the basis of the belief. Okay. So for instance, we had that guy who had, I forget your name, bro. The guy who had the super chat about, was it attachment styles? The presumption is that attachment styles are a thing. And so from there, you move into, well, what about when you're distant, or what about when you're not, I don't know, emotionally intelligent, whatever. Like there's a lot of these presumptions that are just simply like, you don't actually question our quote unquote epistemology of how we came to that belief, right? That's what epistemology is. It's like, how did you believe something? How did you come to that belief? The step by step to that. What were the steps that you took to get to that point? And why do you believe that? Is it something that can be challenged? So like when we talk about like, was it mental strength? Who gets to decide what that is? You? Piers Morgan? Who gets to decide what mental strength is? Is it your pastor? Is it Jordan Peterson? Is it your favorite guru? Who gets to tell you what's positive and what's negative, and who are you going to buy into? Or is that a process of you? A lot of people don't want to think that they're stupid. They don't like, nobody wants to think that they're dumb. Nobody wants to think that they didn't think things through. Nobody wants to think that they don't have critical, thinking skills. But, sometimes we just take things at face value, and we don't realize why we're taking things at face value, because it just sounds correct. It sounds right. That's why inner game sounds right. And, maybe in its infancy, it certainly had something to do with that. But like, I think that if you're going to call it in, if you have problems, if you have psychological problems, if you have something like, I need to deal with some unresolved turmoil in my life, I need to deal with my overbearing father or my overbearing mother or my whatever. Fine. I'm not delegitimizing that. Just don't call it inner game. Don't let that be what stops you from going and taking action. Don't let that those problems, whatever they may be, limit you from taking action. Because I will tell you, most times when you do take the action, you're going to have, I'm not going to say they're going to solve those psychological problems, but they might make them a little bit easier. They might put you in a better frame of mind, so you're thinking in a different way. And maybe that is the catalyst for something that helps you to solve those problems. That's really all, in kind of a roundabout way, all Chris Williamson was trying to say is, you put yourself in a better frame of mind, then maybe you're going to be able to solve your problems that much better, right? If you're cleared, what's better? Would you rather be like hungover and nursing a hangover and trying to solve some problem, or would you rather be fresh out of the gym and your mind is clear and you focused on whatever it is? What has a better chance of success? I think that's pretty easy to figure out. Being in a better physical state puts you in a better mental state. And sometimes that better mental state is key to solving the problems that you might have. But don't fucking call them inner game. Don't call it mental strength. That's all it comes down to. Like when I hear Piers Morgan pop off about that, really all that is just a cope on Piers Morgan's part to just dismiss everything. It's like saying, oh, well, men's mental health is a key issue today. And then move on. In other news, so anyway, like it's just a dismissal. All that crap about like men's mental health. Men need to heal. When? How? They're big on, like, there's one quick pat answer, but if somebody stops them in their tracks, if I say how, ladies, when are you healed? None of the chicks at the table have ever even had that presented to them. When are you done? When I'm done, I guess. Like, they don't know. Healing is their identity. They don't want to be healed. In fact, if they're healed from one thing, they want to move on to whatever else they need to have healed, because they enjoy the process. At least they're doing something, right? Maybe. Or they think, well, once I'm healed of this, when? What do you have to do to get healed? It's not about the nail. Remember that? Remember the video, like with the chick with a nail in the head? Like, she doesn't, like, maybe if we pulled that nail out of your head, then you wouldn't have these splitting heads. It's not about the nail, right? It's not about the nail is healing. They don't want to be healed. They don't want you to pull the nail out of the head, because that's the nail is part of their personality. The nail in the woman's head is the woman, is her personality. And if you remove that, then she's got to become somebody else. And that's really what they're afraid of. And don't let that be you. Don't let whatever it is limit you and be your cope and be the thing that keeps you. Like, people will come up with more excuses as to why they don't want to go out and they don't want to do things than why they want to do things. and I forget who it was. I think I brought this up with Mystery. Is I think one of the better ways of thinking about like setting goals and achieving those goals is focusing on the outcome. Don't focus on like the hard ass work that you're going to have to do. Because if you go, oh man, I really want to do X, but I got to go through all of this work before I get X. Don't focus on all the work. Focus on how awesome it's going to be when you get X. What is the goal? Focus on the goal rather than the shit that you have to do to get to, like the shit you have to eat on the way to get there. What is it going to be? What is it still? Because that's what still makes it worth it. Having that goal, having the thing that you want to achieve, focus on that thing that you want to achieve, and it makes the getting there that much easier. Having that goal state in mind, as opposed to like, oh, I got to do this again and again and again. How many times do I have to go to the gym? So again, something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's like having a plan for sure. But just remember that if you're giving yourself reasons why you shouldn't do something, all that's doing is just limit. It's a form of sedation. And that's what I want to leave you guys with, is like when you're coming up with these things you need to heal from, when you're coming up with these, like, your inner game problems, it's just a form of sedation. It's just what's keeping you from taking action. That's all. When I talk to you, I did a whole episode on this, on the sedation topic. What is it that's keeping you? Like, it's easy for you to go, yeah, porn should be illegal. Let's say weed. We should criminalize marijuana again. Alcohol should be illegal. All these things that like limit you. All these sedation. OnlyFans should be illegal. All of these things that are quote unquote sedations that are easy to identify. So if I go and I say, well, stop jerking off, because you keep jerking off, you're not going to take action. You're not going to want to go out and actually go meet real girls and fuck real girls, right? Because it's easier and those girls are better and it's more immediate and you didn't have to go out and kill the rabbit, right? Marijuana keeps you sedated. Let's just be honest. Alcoholism keeps you sedated. Prescription opioids, whatever, keeps you sedated. Food keeps you sedated. But those are easy to identify, and they're easy to sort of like, yeah, Roll's right. Fuck porn. But it's harder for me to go, your inner game is your sedation. What's he saying? That my pain isn't real? No, prissy girl. It's not real. It's not real in the sense that you could take action and actually not have to worry about it. Maybe that if that's preventing you from taking action, it's a sedation. What, Rollo is he's disqualifying my pain? Yes, I am. I am if it's preventing you from taking action.
See.
If you're taking action and you're actually dealing with this, then by all means, you have my support. But if it's something that is preventing you from going out and doing something, then yes, it is absolutely a sedation. So. Oh, is the Reignite link broken?
Yeah, every time it takes you to a blank page.
Does it?
At least on my end.
It should be reignitealpha.com. Is that right? I'll set it up again. It should be reignitealpha.com. Hold on, let me see. I'll do it. Reignitealpha.com, right? Yeah, reignitealpha.com. It's working for me.
Maybe it's for mobile. Not sure.
Here, I'll put it in the chat. This is what it should be right there. There. If you need to go to Reignite, go there.
There you go. Yeah, it works now.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll change it later. All right, that's it. So let's see. This week is going to be it's a big show. Tuesday, we're going to the gun range. You can come with if you want.
Hell yeah.
You can use my guns. Wait, I don't have any guns. Sorry. They all fell overboard in a tragic boating accident. Oh, no. They're at the bottom of Lake Tahoe right now. I have no weapons in my house whatsoever. The end. I have no firearms. I do have weapons in my house. What is it? Sam Botta just gave me his text. What did you say? Oh, I put in go. Oh, my bad. Yeah, maybe that's the mobile link. I'll fix it, Sam. Don't worry. I'll fix it after the show. Put that in there. Thank you. So anyways, we're going to the guns. We're going to go do guns. Wednesday, we will have Coral Osborne on the show and her large-breasted friend, Caitlin. Mike, take note.
Mike's personality.
She has Mike's personality type. 1800 cc's. Let's see. So we will have probably one of I think this show, Access Vegas. If you don't watch Access Vegas ever all year, this is the one you want to watch, because there's going to be, we have 20 girls on the list right now. I don't think we can have more than 10 in here, but we have so many chicks that want to be on this show. We might be standing room only. We might be packing them in. They will definitely be sharing mics. Just to let you, just a quick heads up, Kyle. Kyle will be producing.
You got to match them by voice.
Yeah. And so we'll be doing that. And I'll have Coral Osborne will be on. And then we also have the bikini contest, which will be on Wednesday and Thursday. The finals, of course, will be held at Babes in Toyland. That's going to be at the Sahara at the pool, but also formerly known as Azillo, although I think they might still call the club Azillo. That's coming up. We have a reignite table there. So ladies, come on over to our table. Come to my house. I have cocaine. Yeah, we'll have that. There's also the MOA table, which is probably right next to ours. Usually we have them right up next to the runway or the strip for the fashion show, which is all bikinis all the time. And yes, we're going to live very hedonistically for a week. And then, but that's not all. We have Jason Hartman's going to come in and give us a talk for Reignite. I'll be giving my spiel. I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about how to curate and modify pictures for Instagram. That'll be one topic that I do, but I got other things too. I'll be doing a Q&A, of course, live Q&A. We'll be meeting here at the at Jade Apartments. That'll be down in the meeting area down below, which I still have to reserve for tomorrow morning. Let's see what else. Oh, and there's a possibility we might go out on quads, or might be at Top Golf. It is very hot here in Las Vegas, so I want to do something fun but yet responsible. I'm afraid I'll get all these guys out there in the middle of the desert. They'll be like all dying from heat exhaustion. So I'm going to try to avoid that. But I have that coming up, and that's about it. So, and then I will see you guys, of course, next. Oh, and let's see, Friday. I'm going to do a one-on-one with Coral, and I think I might try to live stream that. So there will be a bonus Rational Male show on Friday. I'll need you for that, Kyle. Okay. And that is about it. So with that said, hope you guys have enjoyed today's show. Hope you got something out of this. I tried to be as educational as on point and not gossipy like everybody seems to think that I am. So anyways, so I will see you guys next Sunday. And I will, the other thing, watch my Instagram, because we'll be doing some stuff definitely be doing Instagram Reels and definitely doing Instagram Lives this week. So check that out. If you don't follow me on IG, why not? And then also you can also see me on Twitter, which is a whole different animal than Instagram. Instagram is like so like self-serving, whereas Twitter is like, fuck you, bro. You think you're so great. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Goddamn right.
I need to feel you on top of me. It was my first time, but I was just a kid when we met and went to bed. It was my first time. What'd you expect from me? I'm breaking up the rules now in the game. I've got some new tools. Please do the same. Time came by when over like a matchbox stereo. Time to get my thoughts now. bathroom, tearing up everywhere while I got your hair. Why you screaming my name?
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Ugh.
She was swinging in the bedroom, whole time stopping and slipping with her hair. Like she's calling you Kelly.
Well, I'm a whore.
Ride me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song, getting messy. Working up and down on your body. Ride me. Guilty, 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 guilty. Turning up my song on your body. Baby, we get down to it all night. But maybe we can fuck again. And maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? I need to know. And maybe we can fuck again. Then maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again.
Preceding podcast has been a production of The Rational Mail. All rights reserved. Registered trademark 2025. Don't steal Kyle stuff.
She's not a Christian!
No, you're wrong.